All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tetr World Championships 2023. It's the second day, and it's Group B. I'm your host Pixel TC here with Istafari. Istafari, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's such a big event. If you've been tuning in yesterday, 64 of our best players. We fired off this tournament with our first 16, and it has been some great Tetris action all around. Some Tetrio action, my bad. But yeah, we expect some great action today as well as we give another 16 players their debut on the main event today. Only 4 will advance after today, so a lot of action is going to happen, a lot of fighting, a lot of great intense battles.
Yeah, many intense battles coming up based on what happened yesterday. Vince and Westo had a good run in the F group. They go against each other 13-11 grand finals with Vince taking over that. And Dormy had a pretty good game. Yeah, pretty good run through the winner's bracket, but OSW takes it over from the loser's bracket, taking it 2 sets to none in Group B.
Yeah, and the main theme of yesterday was just about, versus score. Obviously it's a much more median statistics than PPS, piece per seconds, and attacks per minute, but it has always been players who can just be a bit more efficient, just be a bit more patient with their pieces, knowing when to convert the setup into an effective attacking setups. Those kind of stuff really helps those players out, and just very well deserving for first 4 players who's going to advance to the top 16 later on.
Yeah, today we're gonna see 4 more players moving on to the top 16, the prestigious final event of the year. Not final, but more like the top event of the year is TDBC top 16 longer sets. This is Group B. So who are you watching today? You have 8 players.
Yeah, definitely one name that really pops out of my head like immediately is ICLY, otherwise known as Yao. Obviously, if you've been in the Tetrio community for a while, you know this talent is absolutely insane from Malaysia. He's pretty much like, when I look at the bracket initially, he's like one of my main contenders to go all the way to the finals if everything goes well for him. We all know him from the memes, DL stacks, we all know him from his style of play, extremely efficient, extremely aggressive, very fast as well. So definitely DL, one of the names that pop out immediately first. But I think one thing also interesting to note is like the fight for second place, because obviously 2 players will advance from Group B into the top 16, and it's kind of a close fight between, Amber Duo, Yida, and Ponpoco, even Rio Okmung as well. And then maybe some of the lower players might go ahead and do a bit of an upset run, like what Doremi actually had yesterday. Maybe P. Danny, maybe Selfish Human, or maybe Run to do something about it.
Yeah, so speaking of like some of the top players here, Ikli, Amber, Yida, Ponpoco, Ryongkung, I have the opportunity to cast these people before, and they are amazing players. Today they're going to show us what they can do at their best, and I feel like it's going to be an amazing, intense day of Tetrio in our group.
Yeah, and a lot of action gonna be happening all across as well. Maybe it's a good time we remind our viewers that there are 3 streams running at the same time. Yes.
Yes, there is 3 streams.
3 streams running at the same time. You are watching Group B on the Team TSD Twitch channel. There is also another stream running at the same time, which is Group H, if I remember correctly, currently running on the Puzzle Kingdom Twitch channel, and some of all matches not on stream. You can go ahead and watch that on our quad stream, currently on the Hummingbird Nest Tetris Twitch channel. So a lot of action. Make sure not to miss any of those.
Yeah, there's an option to watch it as a multi-stream in Twitch, so you can see all of them at the same time and can see what's going on, what's the best that's going on that you focus your eyes on, and have the best experience today in TWC.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about obviously the 4 other players than Ikli, but I'm interested to hear your opinions, Pixel. Like, out of obviously Ikli's a player favorite, but what about the other 7s? Who would stand out for you?
According to like me discussing it with some of the players, because of course, some of them are my friends, is probably Amber. Amber is one of the most powerful among the 7. And Yida is there for contention as well. Ponpoko and Omkung is probably second down from that too, and the rest is... let's just say I'm not sure if it's very likely, but we'll see if it happens, because if it happens, it's going to be an amazing...
Yeah, upsets are always a treat to the eye to watch, and you never know if that's going to happen any day. There's I mean, to add to your point, this is the Tetr Championships already. This is 64 of the world's best, so literally they have to earn their way to be here today. So expect a lot of action, or expect a lot of talents going through today, and maybe some players be able to prove their ground here.
Yeah, some players who must prove their ground here to be able to go to the top and become the world champion. Only one of the 64 can become the champion, and we're excited to see who that is. Actually, it has been a long time since Tetr came out, and we never had a world championship like this.
Yeah, and it's a massive thing for the community as a whole, and I guess it's a good time to shoutouts as we wait for our first match. Really, all the cool graphics and the great things you see on here, great productions going around.
Yeah, this production going around is designed by a lot of people. I would say a lot of people. Music by, if I remember, music is by Skyfire, and also we have a few tournaments of luck during this tournament as well. So stay tuned for all of that in the next 3 or 4 hours as we go through Group B of the TWC group stage.
Yeah, and just a reminder for those watching at home, it is a double elimination group. The top 2 will move on into the top 16 round. The group winner will be seeded as the group winner, and then the group runner-up is obviously seeded as the group runner-up, but it is still a normal double elimination, so say if you go to the lower bracket, you'll still have to reset the brackets. But all of that aside, we have our opening matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. Amber Doodle taking on Selfish Human.
So it's Amber versus Selfish. Amber definitely a huge favorite here, but we'll see what Selfish Human can do with this first to 11 plus 2. And of course, all matches at this stage are first to 11 plus 2 single set. This is no top 8. You might use that this is the top 8 of a tournament. It's not. We're just starting out with the TWC, and we're going with the long sets, bringing out the big fun times, those big sets. Anyway, so Amber, as we can see here, Amber is definitely a defensive player. Meanwhile, Selfish is definitely a speedy player with all areas balanced. Would be interesting to see if the speed or defense can win this one.
Yeah, Selfish is a rather hidden player. One of the recent qualifiers during the few past months of the TWC qualifier stage, only 87. He's seeded 50 overall, and yeah, my point was he's quite hidden, and we can only assume their gameplay looking at the stats. So it'll be interesting what kind of strategies they're going to be put on. This is why it's so interesting, even for players who are relatively unknown to us, because now we have no idea if they're going to be able to throw a wild card into the table or whatever.
Yeah, Underdogs always is capable of throwing wild cards on the table and can turn things around. And we're going to start with the match now. It's the warm-up of the match. Warm-up of the match.
Yeah. First glimpse of the gameplay today. See their play styles kind of falling into place. Bit of a preview, honestly. This is why I kind of like warm-ups a lot, especially for it's like it's not only warm-ups for players. It's like warm-ups for the viewers and the casters first as well. Getting a first glimpse of how these players actually play. Maybe they have a variety of setups or what kind of attacking styles or whatnot.
That is true. Right now, Amber going with T-spin and a quad, sends out 11. Selfish is up pretty high on the board, doesn't have the right piece to go down. Actually has the right piece to go down, but stucks that S piece on the top, so that's going to be game for Amber taking the warm-up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna spare some time, Shout outs to OSK for a moment because all of these custom graphics you would not normally see in the game is implemented. He did that all himself with some help from everyone else, but he's the main guy behind it, making all this World Championship possible. So big shout out to OSK.
Yeah, big shout out to Osk for doing all of that. And yeah, the match is about to start soon. It's the first match of Group B here. We'll see if they are ready. Oh, yeah. What do you think about do you know any of these two players? Do you have any information about them that you want to tell us before we begin?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talked about Selfish already, what I said, but Ambadudo, a pretty more known name, I guess. Started playing Tetris in 2022, as he gave us the information on that. He's one stats that really caught my attention was he was only getting better and better these past few weeks, especially the last weeks of the TWC qualifiers. He was getting better results over minors and majors and everything. All of the minors in October, during the October qualifiers, has always been top 3 finishes for Anradudo, so he's been very good recently, and I expect that high momentum to continue into today's bracket. Maybe he'll be battling well for a chance to go to the top 16.
Yeah, having been performing well recently is certainly an important factor to take into account when talking about tournament performance, especially in a big stage like this one.
Yeah, everything kind of matters a lot more here. It's not qualifiers anymore. It's the main event. You have to do your best to stay alive and move on to the top 16.
That is correct. Alright, both players are ready. We're gonna go off in just a moment here in the first of 11. Group B, TWC.
Right, here we go. So we get this matchup underway for Amradudo. Starts with a PC.
Yeah, a PC from Anbadudo. Meanwhile, Selfish Human trying to stack well right now, getting some quads, and a nice down stack from Selfish Human. Meanwhile, Amber is trying to get some down stacks as well. Amber is right now creating some T-spin setup. We'll see if he gets a T-spin. There's one T-spin for Amber, and he's still trying to down stack. Meanwhile, Selfish doesn't look so clean right now. Is trying to go down the best he can. Successfully goes down to the bottom. Yeah. Nothing much going on right now, but even if I say that, but right when I said that, Amber is right all the way at the top, and now he's in danger. Let's see if he can go down, finds a 10 spike, and 4 from a T-spin. Do you have any thoughts so far? Both players are playing pretty fast. Selfish is striding right now, and that's gonna be first round for Selfish.
Yeah, I mean, Selfish, initial thoughts going through, Selfish, he kind of struggles with down stacking a little bit, looking for a great solution. Not the best of solutions I've seen from him right there, but I mean, when he gets to that striding mode, he gets a clean board to stride, and there's your APM. And I mean, the timing was kind of bad for Amradudo as well. Everything just kind of fell into place for Selfish Human. We see him continue to stride here, but Amber a rather cleaner board than the last game.
Yeah, Amber's having a cleaner board than last game. Selfish Human are still clean. Back-to-back 6 now. 7, but destroys the back-to-back with that clear. Amber going for a fractal, has back-to-back 6, make that 7, make that 8, destroys it, and sends a 23 spike! Selfish is going to take the second round.
Yeah,
Wait, I guess my borders are switching. Is it wrong? Is that the wrong side? Is it the wrong side? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, sorry.
That's weird. But I mean, Amradudo, that was a great multiplier right there. It was keeping the aggression so well. That back-to-back times 8, I believe. That was insane. And then he kept on that. He kept that and finished it with a great multiplier. And I mean, that's just an ultimate blow. That's what we expect to see from a player of such caliber as Amradudo.
Yeah. So right now, Selfish is going down some T-spin. Has 4 lines of cheese to deal with here. Amber right now stacking pretty well. Sends off a 3, and is now sends on a T-spin. Sets up a floating T-spin. Makes that work, but destroys the back-to-back in the process. Selfish Human has back-to-back 3 now. Make that 4. Make that 5. And will he get a 6? That's gonna be a 6. And 7 with a quad.
No.
And that's going to destroy the back-to-back now with 13 spike coming from Selfish.
I mean, Selfish did a good job there, keeping the back-to-back, but I mean, Amradudo was in such a better position just to be able to fend off all of those attacks, so not a lot of trouble for Amber so far. He's making this look easy.
Yeah, he's definitely making this look easy, but Selfish is still playing much faster than Amber now.
Yeah, that might be something to consider as well. I mean, I know I've said, maybe versus score is a bit much more important than APM or PPS, but at this point when their versus score is pretty much the same right here, and then Selfish is playing a whole lot faster, almost a PPS faster, and I mean, that can be the difference right here.
Right now seems like
Selfish finding a decent down stack here. Gonna be able to go through as Selfish being able to touch down stack down the rock bottom. Amber has a little bit of cheese on his side of the board. We'll be able. I'll have to work with that for a little bit. Selfish will be able to send a couple of pressure lines here.
So just got some info from the chat here. Amradudo is, I'm not sure. It's an Amradudo pro commentator, but we'll see if he's actually a pro commentator or not. Anyways, Amber right now stacking pretty well, going up pretty high on the board. Selfish is in danger. Selfish right now trying to stack up some nice, actually not up, but goes down actually. Trying to go down as good as he can. Has a T-spin, still surviving. And that's going to be second point for Amradudo.
Yeah, Selfish kind of timed himself pretty badly there. He's got a couple of great setups already finished, waiting for the T-piece and the long bars to finish that. But I mean, right when the Amber just kind of pushed him up right on top, so it all just became over-aggression as Amradudo just exploded with that PC continuation there.
Yeah, exploded. That was 260 APM, 4 PPS from Amber there. Selfish going with a stick spin, pretty quick at 4, almost 5 PPS. It's going to send Amber halfway through the board.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, the opener's usage as well. That's something interesting to get into account as Amber continues that momentum. Yeah, but like I was saying, the opening tendency, because obviously everyone has their preferences, especially for six spins players and whatnot as well. And I mean, it's interesting. It's a lot of burst like openers so far. It's either PC or something quick like TKI or something that sends huge early pressure like the stick spin or the SDPC, and it kind of tells us a little bit about how the players wants to get their games going on.
Selfish Human got a bit greedy there, but it pays off with a 24 spike sent to Amber. Amber almost topped out, but Amber is still surviving. Didn't put the SPs down there with the S-spin. This could be problematic for Amber. We'll see how Amber deals with this situation here, and he won't be able to deal with it as Selfish takes the second point. It's 4-2 in favor of Amber.
Yeah, just a tough misdrop at all. It's just, those things happens to even some of the best players at sometimes. You misdrop and there goes your board.
SDPC for Amber. Not sure what they are going for at this moment, but seems like... Oh, didn't put the eye down there. Oh, but still finds another eye in time, so that's going to be a quad for Amber. Amber still trying to go down. Goes down pretty nicely. Selfish has a few lines of cheese to deal with.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate for Selfish. Actually kind of stalled a little bit. Maybe he was trying to think out the best solution for that, but just a little bit too late for Amber. Might have been able to finish that game right there, but yeah, just a bit too slow. That's how good these players are. You just blink your eye and then you'll miss it.
Yeah, at this level, one mistake can cost everything in a round, and perhaps sometimes everything in a match, if it's a tiebreaker, of course. And in any case, Selfish Human right now is trying to go down the down stack, sends a 7. Amber right now also trying to down stack, but he's all the way at the bottom of the board. This will be pretty chill for Amber for quite some time. Meanwhile, Selfish is still striding with 3.6 PPS, but gets spiked by Amber with a 25 spike, and I don't think that piece is going to accommodate for the survival. That means Amber takes the 5th point halfway through the set for Amber.
That is just timing at its best display right there. Amber was having a clean setup, was having everything done. He was just waiting, biting. He even fooled Selfish into thinking that, he doesn't have a setup yet. might not be able to do something. I can downstack fully, but then boom, there goes.
So Selfish has had a back-to-back 8 a moment ago. Now goes back to 3, 4. Make that. Nah, that's not gonna be 5 with that clear.
Yeah, that's tough. He's got some cheese down low as well to have to solve that, and now that misdrop is just gonna add the Spanish to the work. He'll not be able to solve that though.
Yeah, that misdrop will be difficult to fix indeed with the I flat misdrop. Always painful to watch, especially when placed on top of a well.
So far, it's just Amber playing rather comfortably and Selfish, struggling a little bit when their board situation kind of gets out of hand. I mean, they have that aggression, which I really appreciate. Obviously, we love to see those aggression plays. And it works. It does work sometimes, but it's just not paying off like all the time. And Amber is just being able to, capitalize on some of those over aggressions from Selfish.
Yeah, Selfish is playing aggressive as usual with a 3.7 PPS. Destroys the back-to-back a moment ago, but now is trying to go down to the bottom of the board. Amber right now is able to capitalize on the aggression that Selfish gave earlier, and that's going to be a 7th point for Amber.
Yeah, and again, we see the same thing. Yeah, it's just bad timing for Selfish. He was having a setup. He was going aggressive, which I think was not the worst decision. You should just go aggressive there, but then the timing was just terrible, and now the misdrop as well.
Yeah, that misdrop is going to be painful for Selfish, and that's the 8th point for Amber already. Amber's leading by 6 points. It will be difficult to come back for Selfish, but we'll see what they can do.
Stick spin. Stick spin
gets cancelled by Amber. But Selfish is putting up more and more pressure. It's 4 PPS, 2:30 APM, as Selfish takes the 3rd point after quite some time since he last took the 2nd point.
Yeah, that is some textbook striding gameplay right there. It's not a bad thing either. It's still, well, the pressure going on. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good indeed. And Selfish is playing a bit faster than the last few games now, knowing that doing so could outspeed Amber, like how they did in the previous round.
Maybe that will be the difference. And I mean, when you're down by points, you might as well go for a change in the strategy, but not this time as Amber takes his 9.
I can see a SDPC and stick spin here. Amber going with the SDPC, Selfish going with the stick spin. SDPC denied, and that's going to be a massive spike by Selfish.
No. RNG kind of worked out for Selfish there. That back just really worked out. And it's always a lot more, kind of RNG based on, like, at least it's my opinion, it's always a bit more RNG based when it's an SDPC versus a stick spin. Whoever gets, if you get a long bar, that's good for the stick spin. If you get a T piece, that might be better for the SDPC. That's kind of interesting though, seeing those two setups just kind of go head to head, considering like how close to each other they actually resemble.
Yeah, it's only one diverges after the first back, I think. And Selfish right now are pretty high on the board. Finds some nice down stack, but Amber's putting up more and more pressure. There's 2 backs to back though, so it's going to be easier for Selfish to counter spike here.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a great solve by Selfish. If you were paying attention though, that was pretty good. I had to break back to back, but able to find a better spike than that. Great sacrifice, and now keeping him in the game.
Selfish right now trying to put up more pressure with the 2-7 stacking. Amber right now trying to down stack, has a lot of clean garbage. This could be good to capitalize on. That's gonna be 14 spikes. Selfish is not going to survive that. Surely he can't. That's gonna be 10-4 for in favor of Amber and match point.
Yeah, Amber Doodle kicked off. He started that at like row 13, but then he found a great mini T-spin as well, and that just continued and added to that attack, and there's just nothing Selfish can do.
With that misdrop from Selfish, I think that's going to be it. Amber takes the first set 11-4. Good games to both players.
Yeah, and I mean, it's looking at the game conclusion, I mean, Selfish did kind of try and rally a bit of a comeback right here. You see his stats kind of go ramp up as we get to the ending games, even in the games he lost. But I mean, Amber Doodle is just the overall better player. Even looking at the stats here, 315 versus to 290, and I mean, yeah, pretty much the points that we started the stream. It's Selfish does have the speed. I believe he's a great stride player, and he does have that ability to burst out great fast setups to be able to outrun, quick attacks coming from the opponent. But it's just the player who's more efficient here in the situation. That's Amber. He'll be moving on in the upper bracket.
Yeah, seems like the speed is not the strat here against Amber, as Amber shows their efficiency with a massive 140 APM with only 3 PPS. That's going to be around 50 APM for every single PPS that you put on. So impressive efficiency for Amber there. Higher VS, higher APM. Even though lower PPS, that means more efficiency. That means Amber is very, very efficient and would be something to look forward to for Amber in the next few matches.
Yeah, and I mean that's adding to your point. It's kind of interesting because that's like the diversity of the play styles you have. You can go a lot more efficient, playing a bit slower, sacrificing a bit of your speed, but then you have those players who sacrifice their efficiency, who believe that they can use the speed to cover up that efficiency, who can burst a lot more. And I think that's pretty much what we're seeing right here. It's a bit of like the best of both worlds, and for now at least, it is the efficiency side which is winning. So you take a look at the upper bracket here. We will not say goodbye to Selfish yet. He'll be moving on at the lower bracket of Group B, and we might be able to see him again if he makes a good run.
Yeah, if he makes to losers semis, we'll see him again.
Yeah, one thing I need to point out is that ICLY has swept run.
Yeah, Ickly, that's how you pronounce it. Ickly has swept run, 11-0 clean, just like how I think Vince did it yesterday.
Yeah, it's a relatively easy bracket ones as we predicted from the start, and yeah, just a reminder for the viewers: the quad stream of the at the Hummingbird Nest Tetris Twitch channel will be showing some of the matches of this group and Group H running at the same time now, because obviously you have to fit to a 3-hour time slots. So not every matches can be shown on here, but all matches will be shown one way or another. So check out the other streams as well. Group H going over at Puzzle Kingdom, and all the matches that might not show up here, they are showing at the Hummingbird quad stream. So do check that out. You don't want to miss any of the action.
To miss out any action indeed. So speaking of that last game, Amber has shown great efficiency. Meanwhile, his opponent has shown great speed, but that efficiency is going to take over that speed that his opponent has. Alright, next match here should be another winner's bracket match. I believe it's Ida versus another person. I forgot their name. Let me check the bracket again.
Yeah, we'll have our next match on the list rather quickly. But yeah, adding to the point I just said, it's just the play styles. It's just the players' preferences. There's not a lot you can do with it unless you have like exceptionally good skills about it. Like if you have exceptional speed, you might as well be able to take on any efficiency players, and then vice versa. And the case here is just the efficiency of Amber Doodle kind of outplays the speed that Selfish had. And I mean, Selfish does have potential, but I mean the speed he has is rather incredible, and I think he has a lot of potential going from here. But yeah, we've been talking about this for quite a while now, but I mean it's all about the better players' efficiency. It's all working for Amber Doodle, who will move on.
Alright, and it seems like right now we're going to go into some advertisements about our tournaments.
Ooh.
We'll see what is on for us today.
Some cool sponsors and ways. Oh, this one.
Yeah, so this is Snow is Infinite by Puzzle Kingdom, the first LAN hosted by Puzzle Kingdom in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's January 7th, 2024. Many puzzle games is going to be there, including Tetrio, and also an in-person Stacky Awards. It's January 5th and 6th, 2024. And starting next year, our first off-season LAN for PK, and I would be excited to watch from home here as I'm in Thailand. It's too difficult for me, but I'll be watching for sure.
I mean, yeah, I'm from Vietnam, he's from Thailand. I mean, we all could have wished we would have enough to, fly straight to Toronto, Ontario to at least like go participate in all these events live. But I mean, if we can't, you should do it for us.
Yeah, please. Please.
please. It's cool having an offline Stacky Awards as well. It's like the biggest event off season for all of us to reflect on a great year of Tetris, of stacking games as a whole. And it's a great event. That's why you should go.
Yep, it is a great event indeed. And now here we have the absolute showdown. The final event of Team TSD is November 18th. They're looking for a $500 prize pool and 100 players. It's the biggest, I believe, the biggest TGM event that Team TSD has hosted so far, and will be their last event, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that they will end Team TSD with a bang. It's gonna be like a huge event that, like, you know, something that we all can remember Team TSD in the end. But we will also obviously remember them for their help in the past 3 years to our modern Tetris community, hosting tournaments in such as Tetrio Cup, also Jestris Cup. Yeah, that's included as well.
Yeah, and I mean they're ending. Let's hope they end on a high note. They're ending on TGM as well, which is a game that's not rather been, you know, the competitive scene has not been kind of not active. I'm trying to find a word, but like not a lot of tournaments in TGM. That's what I was trying to say. Not a lot of tournaments in TGM, and I feel this is a very interesting tournament to look at, you know. And then there's a $500 documentary as well, and then documentaries from Team TSD, especially that one from Tetrio Cup, insane, absolutely insane. Like even looking from, you know, some of the stuff out there, it's always been amazing. And yes, merchandise. Yes.
Yeah, of course, we have the merchandise here: t-shirts, the keychains, and the mouse pad. All proceeds goes towards the development of Tetrio as well as the prize pool. So if you're looking for a way to pay the players, support the development of Tetrio, meanwhile getting some cool goodies back at your home, these might be things for you to buy.
Yeah, and I mean, all of these are custom made products only for the Tetrio World Championships. I believe they're limited as well, because obviously there's only one Tetrio World Championship 2023, so you know, you can say it's quite limited. It's very, you know, prestigious, very high value. So go ahead, and it's also a great incentive for, you know, us here at the production team trying to bring out the best show to you, and all of the players as well, not just the production team, all of the players to do their best and having some of that sweet prize pool.
Yeah, and for yesterday, I think we should thank them again. We have a $1,000 donation.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, it was sick, increasing the prize pool to 2.5k now. A massive prize pool for events like this. I believe for an online major, this is like one of the biggest prize pool, if not the biggest prize pool ever put for a major, super major.
Yeah, and I mean, it just really shows, you know, how far we've come from Tetrio being in Inf there from Alpha, and now we have the World Championships. All the best players are here, all the best people in production are here, and I mean, it's a great way that the community. It's a great sign of the community. It's there. We are recognizing all of the great efforts that have been put forth by the players and the production team, and we get a great prize pool. It's a great incentive to all of us. Speaking of great players.
Oh boy. You know what's coming if you see that name. It's gonna be Isley, Ikli, Diao, whatever you pronounce, against Bon Poco, our top contender for this tournament. Let's say one of the top contenders alongside Promo and the likes. This, I don't want to call this one-sided, but this is going to be interesting.
But I mean, to counter your argument, I mean, Bon Poco is from Japan, and I mean, Japanese players have always been like exceptionally good. So maybe that's something that really, you know, kind of goes ahead. ICLO. I don't know if that's gonna, you know, tilt his mind a little bit, make him a little bit worried or not. But I mean, when you hear a Japanese playing Tetris, you often think of very scary players.
Yeah, like Kasu, unfortunately not attending this time, but actually a lot of scary players from the Japanese scene. Amazing players, very amazing players. So now stats-wise, looking from the graph, seems like Diao beats Ponpoco in APM, APP, and VS. APP, of course, if you don't know, stands for attack per piece. So that's like the efficiency metric that we use here. And the other areas are more or less the same. So, yeah, Ickley, Diao, Diao here definitely a massive favorite, but we'll see what Ponpoco can do to equalize that and perhaps make a major upset.
Yeah, Ponpoco, something interesting I kind of looked up on his past performance, during the qualifier stage. I mean, he's only played 3 majors. That's all he's played, and that was enough to seed him 31st on our overall bracket out of 64 players. That kind of shows, his potential might have been bigger because obviously Ickley did play in some minors as well. He played in 3, I believe, Hummingbird, Radiance, and then qualified second seed to 390 points. But what I'm trying to say, Ponpoco hasn't played as many tournaments as Ickley, but still he made pass even halfway of the top 64. So might be something to surprise us as we see him actually beating
that's
okay.
gonna be a warm-up Ponpoco.
Uh-oh. Now this
Uh-oh.
all of a sudden this becomes interesting. Yeah, that was what I was saying. I mean, Ponpoco is only qualified through majors, still relatively hidden, especially to Ickley. Obviously, it might just be a bit of a warm-up, but I mean, anything can happen at this point.
Yep, indeed. Diao, statistic-wise, has won every major he attended except for Tetr Cup 15, losing to CC Small.
We'll see if that high-flying performance will continue here as we get this game underway. It's Diao, Ickley, ICLY, whatever, going against Ponpoco. Alright, so pretty choosing that. Ponpoco already throwing some very Japanese setups already. Lots of donations, lots of funky spins going on here.
Interesting setups in Ponpoco here, setting up a T-spin single and T-spin double, and I don't know if that's a setup. I think that is a misdrop. That is indeed a misdrop because he has to clear all of that in a combo, and now Ponpoco is almost clean. Cancel some garbage from Diao. Takes another T-spin. Diao sends a fractal. It's not going to do much at all, but what's going to do much is something that comes after that, and that's going to be the first point for Diao.
Well, I mean, Ponpoco, it works. From the looks of that, works very well with clean garbage, and I think that's something Diao might have to watch out during the later games, because obviously Diao is kind of a burst player, except for when he does the Diao stack, famous one, then there's not a lot of cheese, potential during his stack, during his gameplay, so that might be something to kind of worry about when you're going against Ponpoco.
Ponpoco still finds the right piece down stack, meanwhile Diao having cancelled, and that's a Diao stack for you. 23 no. Spike.
Does that count as a cast is cursed?
I don't think so. I think that's just Diao doing well.
Oh yeah, but I mean Ponpoco, kind of cancelled all of it, still staying alive here, so it's still doing a great job here. Exactly the point that I said, it works very well with clean garbage. Ooh, with a couple of misdrops in. Oh, there goes. Yeah, just a bit unfortunate right there, and then Diao will take a 2-0 lead, but it is a 2-0 lead, but I will say, Ponpoco is doing a rather good job there, going against someone who's expected to win the tournament.
Interesting plays from Ponpoco here as he set up the TST. Now, I think I've seen Diao's. I wouldn't say Diao special, but it's like one of the Diao signature. It's the 5 PPS LST. If you've seen it before, it's T-spin, 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 and then you're just done, basically.
Yeah, it's just a quick.
We'll see if I get to cast that again today. Ponpoco right now is going up pretty high with a 10 to 20 spike from Diao. Ponpoco is still finding ways down stack now, doing a T-spin and a quad, and another quad as well. That's going to be 17 spike, but it's not going to do anything to Diao at all, as Diao is able to down stack pretty nicely. It's 10 spike from Diao, another T-spin and a quad. That's going to be a 12. Ponpoco right now, stacking pretty well. Trying to tank some garbage from Diao. Not sure if that's a good idea though.
That's always so
That
dangerous.
misdrop is not good at all. Diao takes the 3rd point.
It's just always so dangerous to try and tank against someone who has such, attacking efficiency like Diao, and that's just the prime example of that right there.
Yep, Ponpoco trying to tank again, and that's not gonna end up well.
Yeah, and I mean, Diao has that efficiency, also has that speed as well. And I mean, whilst I've talked about him sending a lot of clean garbage, but I mean, we know that Diao kind of prefers to just burst out as quick as possible, not even giving their opponents a chance to have a shot at using that clean garbage, because just bumping them up high enough so that you don't even have to care about just top out immediately. So it's always something you're always so worried about when you're playing against Diao. Here comes a stall.
Ponpoco tries to tank again. Works out this time, it seems. With the down stack from Ponpoco, that should work out well, giving them some access to clean garbage. But that miss spin is not gonna be good. That's gonna be 5th point for Diao. Every single mistake from Ponpoco is being capitalized here.
Yeah, it's just getting punished very, very hard. And he was lucky to not even get topped out after that TSD streak coming from Diao right there. I mean, it was just poor timing. I mean, Diao already had his setup finish at the same time as Ponpoco, and both of them were just waiting for each other to initiate. And obviously, Ponpoco was on the back foot there, but still being able to get out of that situation.
Diao has 3 lines of cheese. Diao has 3 lines of cheese. Make that 0 right away, as Diao goes down pretty nicely. Ponpoco setting up a 2 wide, but I don't think that's... Oh, that's
fun, a nice
solve.
solve.
Survive. That's a nice solve indeed, but still has 3 lines of cheese. Make that 2, make that 1, and 0. Cheese are gone. But it's not going to be fast enough. Diao still takes it. It's 6-0 now.
Yeah. 0 lines of cheese, but when you already have 20 lines of garbage, I mean, that doesn't work for you.
Yep. Stick spin for Ponpoco, and PC after the 6 spin. Nothing to Diao. Diao's fine with it. He's absolutely fine with it.
Still a solve for Ponpoco. Oh no, that's just unfortunate. Oh no, that long bar faded out on the whole box. Yeah, that's a painful picture right there.
Yeah, so for Diao, if you send something to him, he's gonna counter spike you. If you don't send something and you tank him, you're gonna die. So there we go. 8-0.
Oh no. I mean, it is just what it is. That's how good of a player he is. And as much as Ponpoco is doing well right here, he's giving some of the funky Japanese setups, which I really love to see. It's eye candy to me, but I mean, it's just Diao being expected to do all of these things now that he's here at the World Championships. Oh yeah, that's kind of tough. Has a chance there. He had a bit of a chance to kind of push Diao to the top, but now has to deal with some cheese on himself.
Right. Tries to tank again. A very high floating T-spin. Is going to... not a complete down stack, but it's fine. It's fine. Still able to down stack. Diao is up on the middle of the board, but Diao's counter spike with a 10. And that's going to be a top out. It's 9-0 in favor of Diao now.
And I mean, he's just making this look easy at all. I mean, as I said, Ponpoco's not doing bad, doing rather well. I mean,
Diao is just... not even doing bad, but it's 9-0 already. Because it's Diao.
Yeah, it's Diao. I mean, what else can you do? I think, yeah, that's kind of interesting what Ponpoco did right there. Now he's going to try and time his attacks a little bit more. Just what we haven't seen so far. Still staying alive somehow.
Amazing survival from Ponpoco, and that's going to be 15 spike.
Yeah, exactly what I said. It was timing. He was timing. I mean, I guess one problem to pick out is just Ponpoco not being able to just get down quick enough to fend off the pressure if Diao is ever going to send it back, and that is 10-0 right there.
And it's a sweet point here for Diao. Let's see if Ponpoco can do anything here.
Yeah, deny the sweep. Maybe bring us to the tiebreaker.
if Juan Poco takes this to like deuce or tiebreaker, it's gonna be like the best comeback of all time. There we go.
Oh.
Sweep complete by Diao. 11-0, clean. Nice effort by Juan Poco.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a great game for both the players. Did well both sides. Not a lot of things to nitpick right there. I guess it's just Juan Poco just kind of pushed up at very poor timings. I'm trying to find the words to say because he did such a good job, and I mean, if you know what you're watching, then obviously you know that Juan Poco didn't do a bad job either. Those stats still, 117 APM, 294 PPS. They're still pretty much incredible, but I mean, it's just bad timing, just bad luck in general, and against a player who's just generally better than you, then it's kind of tough.
It is kind of tough indeed, and I should mention one thing, that actually Juan Poco played faster average than Diao last round, so Diao showing insane efficiency in that round.
Yeah, it's just a better overall player, and that will push Diao to the winners finals of Group B. That also means he's one win away from going guaranteed a spot to the top 16, and he'll be taking a bit of a break as he waits for his matchup. So a lot of advantages on his side, but obviously Juan Poco will still have their chance in the lower bracket. I really hope they're going to go through. Though, looking from that performance, I think they might have a chance to go at least to top 4, or even a bit further, I think.
That is correct indeed. Now I think next is Yida versus his Pete Daney.
Yeah, if we're not mistaken, that's like the only match in round 1 not being played. Been waiting for a while, but we'll get that sorted out very quickly, as quick as possible, getting all the matches done within the 3-hour time slot. But I mean, what? Diao, I like. We talked so much about Juan Poco. Now I'm trying to think about something to talk about Diao. Was it the kind of gameplay, like comparing to his past performance, especially his 3 major wins? Pixel, do you think that performance of Diao, he's still keeping that? Is he still keeping that up? Is that enough for him to go way further into the top 16?
Definitely into top 16. Definitely top 8, maybe top 4, maybe top 2, maybe win. And because at that point, at top 4, top 8, it starts to become difficult to predict who's going to be the best. Because,
Yeah, even
they beat each other all the time.
Yeah, true. Because even when you're seeded second, when you're at the single elimination phase, top 16, it gets everyone there's exceptionally good already. It's like the best from the best already. So it's kind of tough to go through. So we get our next matchup going up here: Yida against P. Danny. Interesting looking at, because Yida is seeded 19th, I believe, and then 18th as per the graphics, and then P. Danny's 47th. And then looking at their charts, it's mostly the same. It's just APP. Yida has a bit of a slight edge, but then P. Danny does have that PPS, and again, it's like an efficiency versus speed matchup, as we talked about in our opening game. It would still be interesting to see how these two will play out, because pretty much equal. It's just speed versus efficiency.
Indeed, it is the same style of matchup that we were seeing here, but a bit less on the graph, as we can see from compared to the last match. The graphs are much bigger. That means these players are, I wouldn't say they are weaker, but I would say that they are more focused in some areas than the other 2 players that we've seen earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, P. Danny, he did tell us that he was gonna shout out to his good friend for a new keyboard, so maybe that's gonna come into play during this matchup. And I mean, P. Danny, I'd like to just mention about his tournament experience, which he made his competitive debut at Square One 2023, which is not necessarily long ago. So speaking of experience, he's still rather new actually. So and he made the top 64 already, which shows a lot of potential.
Alright, and that round is going to go to P. Daney as we wait for the match to begin. And also to mention in lower bracket, we have our first match done in lower bracket. It's run of 3. Run takes it 11-6. It's an upset.
Yeah. Yep, some other matches going on at our quad stream as well. Not every matches can be shown up here, but it will be shown in our other stream. Head over to Hummingbird Nest Tetris if you don't want to miss any action at all. But for now, it's Yida against P. Danny.
P. Danny going for the 6-spin.
Not a lot. I think both players at this point are just. I mean, the warm-ups are probably not enough for them to get a complete glimpse of what their opponent is capable of, and they're playing rather conservatively, trying to work out what their opponents are going to play at them.
Oh, nice floating key spin from P. Daney, and now it's going to be back-to-back 1. Make that 2. That's going to be a fractal 3, 4, 5, 20 spike, 21. Sorry, 21 spike.
Good job there, but Yida's also fending off very well, has some good setups on their side as well. Danny going rather defensive, I think. Or maybe he isn't.
Oh, we have a DC cannon, do we?
Uh-oh.
DC cannon.
I mean...
We have a DC cannon, that's gonna be a DC cannon.
Well, that's the first of the day.
That's the first in the event, so that's gonna be 1 point for Yida straight away.
Yeah, that's new.
Not the match though, that's new. So, I don't know what protocol we're following here, but if we take the standard tournament protocol, then Yida has the first round, that's it. Not a match yet.
Yeah, but I mean, looking from the likes of it, I mean, still the two players looking rather conservative. As I said, you know, looking at the playing style, and you know, it's just trying to wait for what the opponent is gonna play. Like waiting for, maybe they have a hidden wild card, maybe they have a hidden play style. Because obviously these two players, I don't think they have faced each other before, either accidentally or deliberately like we have right now. But I mean, it's being cautious, throwing caution into the wind, and I think it sort of works out, except for, you know, a bit of those scary parts where both Yida and P. Danny was kind of spiked all the way up top. But that's kind of when, you know, a lot more of their skills really show up, and gives us a very interesting, intriguing matchup here.
Yeah, it would be an interesting matchup to see here while we're waiting for P. Danny to come back.
And I mean, it's... I'd just like to bring up about Yida, because, like, qualified, all of the points that counted towards his qualifiers, because remember, at the TWC qualifiers, you only the top 3 majors and the top 5 minors count towards your total score. And Yida, he qualified purely on tournaments in July and August, so he might not have performed very well September, October, but maybe he just didn't play. I didn't look up on that as well, but that's something we can assume. Maybe a bit of bad form, or maybe he's just not sharpened up yet. So, but looking at the gameplay so far, it looks like, you know, Yida looks like to be up to the task though. So doing a rather good job, as finally we get this game going on again.
So this is gonna be a bit weird, but Yida now only needs 10 points to win this one, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Not sure if we're actually going for the complete set reset or not. We'll have to see what the backend says.
I mean, it's 1-0 on the board, so we'll go with that. Get our second game
Also, for
underway.
info, Diao won 8 majors, actually.
Oh, yeah, which is a lot, and only the best 3 count, so, you know, that kind of cancels out. But a lot of, you know, just great talent all around. So we get back here at our main game. P. Danny, there's your aggression you saw from the last game as well.
STSD is going to work. And that's going to be a point for P. Danny.
Yeah, now they're starting to show their strategies, trying to show themselves up right here. P. Danny, that's a very aggressive setup. That's like row 14 or something, and he still dared to go for that TSD, and that, like, we love to see it. It's risky, it's high risk, but yeah, it works. It
Oh,
really
P.
pays
Danny
off.
might survive this one. Actually survived this one. An impressive survival from P. Danny. The right piece combination for them to survive. Yida right now at the bottom of the board has a chance to put more pressure, but it's not going to be pressure in time as P. Danny counter spike with a 10 and a 4 more, and 5 cancels out some lines that Yida has sent to P. Danny. And both of them are in more or less the same state, except for right now P. Danny is all the way... I was about to say is up on the board, but already down stacked while I was about to say that.
Yeah, but P. Danny, I feel like he's one of those players who just doesn't care about the height at all. I mean, if you're able to make a setup and make it work, just go with it. Don't care about the height at all. He's not afraid of pressure coming from Yida. That's something to take into account here, because Yida's sending some very good pressure. But I mean, for my point, I'm saying P. Danny he's not budging at all. I mean, even if like that spike bar is gonna turn red, double exclamation mark, and his board is in danger of just getting absolutely exploded. He's just not going to care. As long as he finds a good setup, he'll just go with it.
Oh, nice. I think that was a Kaidan from P. Danny.
Yeah, that's a Kaidan. Beautiful.
P. Danny, 3 lines of cheese. Make that 2. That's very risky. But yeah,
Exactly
don't
what I
get
said.
that one. There's no way you're gonna get that. Whoa, surviving. Oh, and I think that's a misdrop. We're still surviving, still going pretty well. P. Danny, insane survival so far. Quad,
Oh my god.
quad, T-spin, maybe another quad, and triple and a quad. That's gonna be 13.
Wow, that's survival, man. Yida's sending everything out of nothing. Still nothing. They're still neck and neck.
Yeah, it's been 2 minutes now this round.
This is the kind of like efficiency versus speed matchup I was talking about. Maybe, you know, some people might argue, you know, speed is better, efficiency is better, but like you're seeing at full display here, sometimes speed outruns him. So long as you have enough speed to face that. But efficiency, Speed Andy almost pushed up to death yet again. Still somehow staying alive. Oh no more. Great valiant effort, but in the end, it's just Jita who just came out on top there. That was a great game.
Ooh, what a soul from Yida. That's a nice PC quad soul.
Line, but again, P Danny.
Yeah, Yida pressuring so hard right now, 180 APM. That's gonna be a 3rd point for Yida.
Three to 1 already, but so far it's still pretty evenly matched, I must say.
First PC for Yida. No second PC. Kaidan for P Danny. Middle column Kaidan. Not sure if that's a thing, but it just happened.
Middle column Kaidan, hold on. Isn't that just a floating?
Nah, I don't think that's a floating. Just put it on the staircase. So yeah, anyways.
Oh,
he's already gone. 4-1.
Yeah, and I mean, P Danny, the speed he has is... The speed that they have is rather, you know, impressive, but I mean, sometimes it's just not resulting well. As I said right there, that's definitely a cost curse.
Seems like Yida could... oh, interesting downstack from Yida here. Gonna be comboed on 6 lines of cheese, and P Danny... Nah, no way, no way. No, okay, there we go.
Yeah, no, that's kind of tough. P Danny just kind of misdropped the long bar. Very crucial misdrop straight on top of his garbage lines. The garbage holes, and not a lot he can do right there. And I mean, the point I was trying to say, you know, P Danny... it's kind of a trade-off when you play speed. Sometimes you play too fast and everything gets out of your control, like that TP's.
Still surviving. Nah.
Not again. The misdrops. It's just all not going well for P Danny. He's doing his best, but those drops, those tiny mistakes at the wrongest of timings are just Yeah, really costing games right here.
Just for our viewers, if you wonder why Pete Daney didn't top out not one now, 2 games ago, it's because in order for you to top out, you need a piece to grow out of your board in the middle of the board, not like on your left or on the right.
Yeah, you can pretty much just stack as much as you want on the left or right, so long as the next piece, because obviously the next piece dropping down the board will start out in the middle. So if you can't fit that, then you're done.
So Pete Daney is stacking pretty well here. It's going to be 180 APM, 13 spike now. Yida trying to tank some garbage.
Oh, still doing well. Those T-spin setups up top there. Good timing for him. Ooh, P. Danny kind of costing both long bars right there now. Bit of trouble with the board height. Tries to tank for a little bit, but see if they can cycle quick enough to get back down the board.
STSD from Yida. Back to back 8. Make that 9. Make that 10. Trying to maintain
10.
it. Make that 11. And that's going to be enough to take Pete Daney out. It's going to be 8-1.
Oh, yeah, yet again, P. Danny, he's just getting hit by bad timings all the time, you know. Had a good T-spin setup, but the T-piece never came, even with 7 back.
Jida with the L misdrop, trying to recover from it. P. Danny could have gone for STSD there, didn't go for it. Too risky, perhaps.
Yeah, a bit too risky. Maybe it's time, you know, P. Danny kind of switch up his game plans a little bit. Down by 7 games, it's rather tough going into your mental. But I guess that's a good sign when you can start changing your game plans a bit, be a bit more safer, be a bit more concise in your decisions.
P. Danny still surviving after all that pressure sent from Yida.
Still doing well here. That's just a great down stack here. P. Danny back to the middle of the board now. Yida in trouble. B.
Yeah, Yida has 2 lines of cheese. Make that 1 and 0, and that's gonna be a quad to cancel, and another triple. But it's pretty high on the board now. It's gonna be difficult for Yida to go down. Yeah, finds a good combo down stack. It's not gonna find more in time though, so that's gonna be 2nd point for Pete Daney after taking the 1st point way back in the first few rounds.
Finally, Pete Danny gets the timing he deserves the entire game. You know, Yida having a very high board and Pete Danny having a very good setup. Everything just fell into place for him. The last game, not this game though.
Yeah, Yida with a fractal and a quad sends Pete Daney right out. That's gonna be a 9-2.
I mean, it's nothing wrong Pete Danny has been doing so far, at least. It's just a little misdrops here and there, and I don't think it would have been fatal. But I mean, at this level of competition, they become very crucial indeed.
Yida's not going to survive that one, given that there are some remnants of a J piece blocking the well.
It's 9-3. Pete Danny's still trying to reduce that, to mitigate that deficit. How much longer can do that? This is the question right here. Down by 6, and Yida only needing 2 more to take this match away.
Nice down stack from Yida. Yida is still trying to find more down stack now. It's at the bottom of the board. Pete Daney is trying to stack pretty well, sets up a T-spin. It's not going to get the back-to-back, however, because they're still going for a down stack. Diamond drop.
Oh no.
Diamond drop. That's not going to kill.
Still staying alive for the moment. He's going for that TSD.
Nah.
Yeah, the aggression goes through, and you know, kudos for him to going for that. Yeah, but I mean, it's just tough. You know, Yida has the better board situation, has better attacking setups. Maybe that wasn't the best decisions of all. As Pete Danny,
it's on another DC cannon, I think. Let me see. Let's see if he DCs or he reconnects.
This looks like a DC. Yep.
And yeah, that's 11. I think that's 11.
yeah, that's. I mean, it shows 11-3 here. I don't know that.
Yeah, it's just 11-3 here, so yeah.
Kind of.
Unfortunate disconnect there, but I think we're not going to replay that one.
I don't think so. We'll see the final decision because I don't really know.
And it's an 11-3 on the bracket, so yeah, we're not replaying that.
Yeah. So it is an 11-3 victory for Yida. Yep, I believe that will be the ruling. So we'll take and move on to round 2 of the upper bracket, the quarterfinals of the upper bracket, if I should say. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's a much rather more convincing victory. And I guess the seedings kind of reflect on that gameplay. Although, credits to P. Danny, did a lot of very cool setups, a lot of very aggressive things. Just, bad luck, tough luck at some points, and punishing mistakes, not seeing him through into the next round. We will be going down to the lower bracket. We'll have another go.
Yeah, as you see, I've been shaking a little bit. I'm excited, actually.
Excited?
Like,
for
for
what?
the next few matches. Next few matches coming up. This can be more intense than the first few matches that I'm seeing.
True. I mean, there's still a lot of great players. We have Yida and Amber Doodle up around 2 coming up, I believe. So Yida not getting any breaks at all, so this will be interesting. Amber Doodle, obviously, mentioned before, both players already played one game during the stream so far, so we know about them already. We know at least one of their game plans during a first to 11 sets, so it'll be interesting. Now we see how they will pit against each other. Obviously, Yida fresh off his win, and Amber Doodle on our opening matchup finally gets his opponent here in the upper bracket round number 2. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts, Pixel, because as I said, we've seen these two play live. So who is someone of the two, Yida and Amber Doodle, who's the player you are looking at a lot more?
Amber, probably. Amber. But we'll see, because Yida and Amber seeded pretty closely, but stats doesn't say that.
Yeah, obviously the stats, they look kind of, But I mean, it's all about, tournament gameplays. It's a lot different than just normal Tetr League gameplays, where this is the real deal. This is a lot more. There's a lot more pressure going on here. The risk of elimination, the risk of having to go down to the lower bracket, and then, getting a lot of pressure trying to survive and make it to the lower finals so that you have a chance at a top 2. So there's a lot more factors coming in, I guess. That's just like one thing. It's all about, their performance, especially when they're doing this like live. So a lot of things to take into account, but so far, these two players, I think, kind of an even matchup for me, especially Yida off a fresh win. Not a lot he showed during that game. Mainly P. Danny was kind of outrunning him in speed, but we see that his efficiency and his ability to capitalize on very good garbage. And Amber Doodle, pretty much the same thing. So I would say it is quite an even matchup. Anything can happen here.
Yeah, this could end up being quite even here, even though maybe Amber has a bit of an edge statistics-wise. Oh, Yida sends a massive 21 spike. Amber is not going to do anything to Amber at all.
But I mean, yeah, it's only warm-ups, but we're seeing things that Yida didn't really show during that last game. That TST setup was something right there. Still only the warm-ups, so, these two are just... I would not just assume that they're playing at 100%. I mean, it's just a warm-ups, surely, right? In the actual game, they have different things, right? Surely.
Fractal coming in for Yida. And quad and a T-spin and a T-spin. Amber still surviving from all of that.
It was just some garbage trading. Yeah, we said it was gonna be an even matchup, and yeah, we didn't expect the warm up to be that even. It's still going on. This is a minute and a half already. Should we start implementing like lineup warm up caps? It's just warm ups, except if you're playing like a warm up world championship, then I guess that matters. But like here, it's just
Well,
this is
there's
crazy.
been 4 minutes warm up before, not in the World Championship, but somewhere else. 4 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, this is like what you're seeing in an actual game. This is not a warm up. We should just count this game, honestly.
Nah. Let them play.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's true, but I mean, what I'm saying, these guys are popping off, even if it's just warm ups. The game that doesn't really count. And they're gonna burn down a house.
Yida, this could be a bit tough for Yida to downstack. Yida still actually finds a way to downstack, and it's gonna stand. Okay. Caster's Curse? I don't know.
Yeah. First of the day for you. We'll keep track of that, I think.
13 spike.
Oh.
Wait, no way. Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, no.
We should just give Yida credit there for winning that warm up. Like massive credits, more than normal credits. That's a great warm up. That is insane. But all the warm ups aside, no more testing, no more whatever funny one game showdown you have. Actual games right here. Best to 11 plus 2. Here we go. They say PC on a stick spin. Yida, yeah, a bit of trouble early on for Yida. Able to spin that SP's in, but nothing else can do. Trying to down stack out right here. They're pretty much like extremely. They're not even warm anymore. They're hot right now. So expect a lot of fireworks going through here.
Yeah, still looking for some fireworks to shoot off, and that's gonna be some for Yida.
Ooh, staying alive here. Doing a good job at down stacking. Like so far, it's been pretty much the same thing we've seen in the warm-up. See my point? That's my point. I mean, they're that even in the actual game and even in warm-ups. It's just even with a 1 PPS difference. I mean, I guess it's the case of speed versus efficiency yet again, but these two are just so evenly matched right here.
Yeah, we might see a deuce or an overtime here. Who knows?
That would be great. That would be interesting. So yeah, folks, just put your seatbelts near you, just in case.
Yeah, the 1 PP... No, it's not 1, it's 0.3 PPS difference. Both sides popping off with Amber sending more, but Yida having more VS score. That means Yida is being more efficient at sending back these garbage sent by Amber.
Yeah, and I mean, as the game goes on, those stats kind of dilute, so you get... The longer the game goes on, you get more accurate readings. Uh-oh.
And with that high VS score, Yida's going to take the first round.
Yeah, and I mean, the stats were kind of just flattening out a little bit as the game goes on. Yida and Amber do the PPS and the versus score as well towards the end. They were kind of equal. So the long term, they're both pretty much equal right here, which is what we love to see. A very tight-knitted matchup.
I feel like this match could take some time because, like, we already have seen 2 long rounds out of 2 rounds played. So maybe.
Yeah. One of them didn't even count.
Yeah.
Which is funny. But I mean, it is what we love to see. It's a very tight matchup. This is like what we here to see. A lot of trading, a lot of tight skills, and this is really the definition of the best players showing the best of themselves in order to win the match.
And Yida right now is in trouble. Is getting up behind the board. Risky T-spin. Oh, nah.
Oh yeah, had a good shot at that, but not the best pieces for that down stack. Tied at 1.
I think that's a stick spin from Amber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's still not a lot going on. These two, they do play openings, but for me, it feels more like just trading openings. Like, not a lot of things exceptional. But
No
they are.
way!
Oh
26 spike.
wow! As I was going to say, they're exceptionally good in the mid game, and that 26 is devastating. Whoa! Amber's
It's
still staying
nothing for
alive.
Amber as he goes down and takes 15 back.
Oh my god! Now he has that clean well. This is gonna be tough right here. This is what we came to see.
21 for Amber. Few misdrops. It's alright, it's alright. Amber can get down from this, definitely.
Insane gameplay.
Yeah,
Still
insane
going on.
gameplay.
And it's back to just a neutral position, so it's like as if nothing has happened before, but we're still going on right here. This is great Tetr gameplay, folks. Like, take notes right here. This is prime gameplay.
Yep. Oh, Yida is getting up pretty high on the board here. Sets up a risky T-spin, makes that work. It's T-spin single. That's 2 misdrops, 3 misdrops even. That's gonna be it for Yida. Amber takes second round.
Maybe I can understand Yida looking at that as a Z piece. Maybe he was going for a very risky prophecy.
Fractal misdrop for Yida. Not surviving that one.
Yeah, not survivable. That's gonna be tough. Misdrops. Those misdrops are always very tough on all the players. And I mean, it's not an exception to anyone, except, I guess, Yao? I don't think he even misdropped yet, but I mean, any players on our stream today, like, one misdrop and you're pretty much done. You're gonna get punished by, because obviously the players are that good.
Yida right now stacking up pretty nicely, sets up a T-spin and another one, perhaps another one. No, it's gonna be quad first, but it's another T-spin signal.
Uh-oh, here comes a multiply, 24.
13. Oh, 19 spike from Yida, but 12 from Amber cancels some of that.
Just a lot of good mid-game setups. Just both players are just doing that well, and still none of them are just, kind of letting go. That's just, I guess that's a bit of an annoying point, especially if you play like not just tournaments, just general Tetr League in general. You're doing so well, but like, why is your opponent not dying? That's so frustrating.
Yeah, sometimes it is frustrating a little bit because like I'm exhausted already. I want to finish this. And speaking about that, Yida's gonna finish that one.
Yeah, and I mean you're doing so well. You're just firing off all cylinders, and your opponent is still matching you. It's great for spectators, but I mean it's just that frustrating to the players. I can imagine, because like with that attack that you would expect, okay, I should have been able to finish that round. I should have won that, but then no, you're still playing. You still have to fire off all cylinders.
Plus 2 T-spins. Make that one more. Back-to-back 6 now for Yida. But destroys the back-to-back with that clear.
Great down stack from Yida.
Oh, great down stack. Still surviving. Still surviving.
Oh my
Amazing
lord.
down stack is still surviving. Wow.
Goodness me. No, you don't do that. You can't do that. That is
Amber
insane.
misdrop. Surely he can't survive anymore.
There's a lot of cheese for Amber down there.
Or can he still survive after that misdrop? After all that pressure from Yida? Nah, I'm not gonna survive. Yida takes the 3rd round.
I mean, he had a shot as well. Amber, I think that P sequence, there was a solution. Just, yeah, a tiny fraction of a second slower. Maybe if it was a tiny bit faster, might have been able to get out of that. But I mean, that is
APM
crazy. These players, what they're capable. Ooh.
4-3 now. Amber's leading.
4-3. I mean, everything is just the score lines, the stats, everything is just showing. These two players are so evenly matched. Like, we're in for such a great match here. Bit of a board situation for Amber here, though.
Double quad from Yida and a T-spin. And I think that's another T-spin, and that's going to be 4-4. Tied up again.
Just going to be back and forth, back and forth. And remember, it's win by 2. If we reach 10 all, we'll keep going. I mean, at this point, it's just like no one can just predict who's going to win. But I guess everyone is having predictions in their minds whether or not this is going to go to overtime.
Oh, that I misdrop. It's not going to be good for Yida at all. Surely he can't survive, right? Right?
Right.
Right?
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 Uh-oh.
Right? Uh-oh.
No,
I'm wrong. I'm wrong again. I'm wrong again. Jeez.
I mean, both sides
these guys.
both players misdropped there, and they both got out of the situation, but Yida was the one who I will think will be given the better credit there. That was great. Push back up again, though, Yida. This might be trouble. This might be actual trouble, unless...
Nah, he's going down again.
Yeah.
Amber. Amber, no way you survive that. If you survive that, I would be very surprised. Anyways, 5-4.
I mean, yeah. Just rather tough at misdrops for Amber, I mean.
PC for Yida. No second PC, denied by some garbage.
Yeah, Amber also going for the PC as well, but denied early on. Maybe a bit of speed advantage, I think.
Yeah, Amber, the speed advantage is going to take that one. It's 5-5, tied again.
Back and forth, back and forth. Neck,
yeah,
neck.
This is looking a lot like a deuce even before a deuce has happened. Two PCs.
Whoa! At the same time, hold on.
Happens all the time at this level.
I mean, it cancels each other's out as well. It almost felt like a synced PC. That's cool.
Oh wait, no, Yida. You're not surviving that. You're not surviving that. You're not surviving that. Yeah, you're not surviving that.
I mean, at this point, we're just looking at it. It's just depends on how well a player can just hold on to their Dio board now. Nothing else
PC
really
from
matters.
Yida.
Though.
A TST, a TSD, another PC from Yida. Yida, no third PC.
Doing rather well here.
11 spike from Yida. Amber trying to find a down stack. I think that misdrop is going to be a bit tough to down stack, but it's going to still work, I think. Yep. Finds a nice down stack, finds the way down. Meanwhile, Yida is pressuring back-to-back 5. Make that 6. Make that 7. Make that 8. And that's going to be a 21 spike. But Amber is still alive.
He lives. And I mean, even everything that's thrown at each other, whether it's cheese, it's massive spikes, it's anything, like these two are just surviving like it's nothing. It has to take like something miraculous like that misdrop. Oh no. Just for them to top out. That's unfortunate. But I mean, these two just have that resilience, their defensive skills, and and more especially their ability to just counter-attack with such a great setup is just absolutely incredible.
That misdrop from Amber could be a bit tough, and several misdrop, not just one, no way surviving that. 7-6.
Yeah, and I guess that was one of the rounds that looked a little bit different than the past 12 rounds we had. Yeah, just a little bit tilted during the start, not being able to recover. So far, I mean, yeah, I can watch this for like the entire day and not get bored because these two are just going at it.
Yeah, wait until you see the best of 5 grand finals of this event.
Uh-oh. Imagine like the grand finals. It would be just this gameplay, best of 5 sets. That would be insane. We're in for a treat.
Yeah. Yida 15 spike. T-spin single, T-spin triple. Nice setup there, nice conversion for the Yida. Another TSD, and another TSD, and another quad, clear. 17.
Yeah, it's just, I guess one thing to emphasize as well, probably, not a lot of players going for crazy back-to-back streaks. You haven't seen that many back-to-back streaks. Even if it's just a small chain, like a back-to-back times 5, I mean, it's interesting. Players are. I guess it's just a general consensus for everyone to just play a bit more, care a bit more about their board state. Just get your board down first, and then we talk about attacking efficiency later.
Yeah, seems like we're not seeing what OSW did yesterday. Small fact for you, OSW got back-to-back 24 yesterday.
Oh my god. Matt, he had a bit of a misdrop, but not going to be much for him at the moment as this game reaches the 90-second mark. Uh-oh.
Oh, Yida takes that one with some misdrop from Amber.
Yeah, tough misdrop. That T-piece.
This is close. This is getting closer to a deuce.
Yes, it's a first to 11, but now it's a first to 4, so it might even come down to a first to 3, so...
Amber with some misdrops finds a way down. Still finding a way... nah.
That's not a T-spin.
Nah!
I mean, it's just great now. Even every single down stack just looks even better than the last one. Considering, like how long these players have played already, their endurance, their ability just to keep at it is just insane.
Yeah, they're still surviving, and okay, one misshot from Amber, but it's not so costly yet because it's at the bottom of the board.
Still
Fractal? Fractal denied. With a misdrop.
Still firing all cylinders here, still doing their best.
Okay, not good for Yida there with that Z-piece misdrop. 8-7.
Yeah, and then they try to skim that just to get access to that clean garbage ASAP. And I mean, it's been the general trend, for these past games, trying to get to that clean garbage as fast as you can, getting that attacking setup, done, and then
second PC
really
denied.
Not gonna be so much going on in the early phases. It's all gonna come down to endurance, honestly.
Yeah, it gets closer to endurance in long sets, especially in like those multi-set matches, like best of 3, best of 5s. Yeah, those ones will require massive endurance, especially the last day. If you want to win the tournament, you have to play 2 best of 3 and then 1 best of 5.
Yeah, which is, I mean, we're only at best of 1s here, so you can imagine the workload going on the quarterfinals. That's insane. And well, as we speak of insanity, well, it's down to a first to 3 now, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't noted that yet,
Amber takes that one with some unfortunate, not misdrop, but probably unfortunate piece sequence there for Yida, and able to find the right pieces to go down.
Oh yeah.
PC Fanber. Another PC Fanber.
Yida does have good garbage tank here though.
No third PC Fanber though. Yida finds a nice ice spin to get that quad, sends another T spin, and another one.
Like, yeah, it's just mid-game, it's just them trading garbage back and forth, and whatever kind of garbage, cheese or, clean garbage, is just down to them being able to get the setups done ASAP, and that's where all the attackings are going to happen. Pretty much.
That S misdrop for me is not going to be so good, but yeah, they're trading garbage until someone misses, basically.
Yeah, until someone just can't do it anymore, and that's your chance. You just have to throw everything at by that point and hope that the opponent doesn't miraculously survive. I mean, as I said,
after all that pressure.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, that's quite frustrating because your opponent is high. I mean, I send a massive spike and then bang, and then no, your opponent's still alive. that is just crazy.
Okay, we're still going. It's over 1 minute now, almost 1.5.
Yeah, especially as we get closer to that 11. The 11 number, and all those games is just gonna matter more and more and more the longer we go. Just more pressure to the players now. They're just gonna push themselves all the way to the limits.
Gida's at the bottom, Amber is at the top. Amber could counter spike here with some garbage. He's gonna counter spike, but that's not gonna be enough as Yida finds an amazing T-spin. 11 spike.
Good 11.
T-spin.
Amber does have a low board though, so we're back to just neutral state again and back to just square one, honestly.
Yida, what are they going to do this time? Let's see. We're 2 minutes in now. Just like the warm-up.
Yeah, but I mean, it is Tetra League setting, so just like to...
22 spike from Yida!
No way! No, I was about to say, you know, maybe if you reach 3 minutes, that's when garbage margin starts to hit in, but, you know, if you can do that 22, you don't need that garbage margin at all.
9-9 now. Winner of this one gets a match point, so very important game.
Yeah, down to a first to 2, but it is a win by 2 anyway, so not even if you lose this game, you're down, but you're still not out. So, I mean, that's how close this game is.
Man, this is getting intense. Yida has some cheese to go through. Nah, that spike from Amber is going to be tough to down stack. Still finds a way down though. Nice T-spin setup from Yida. Yida still finds a way down. It's a 16 spike.
Oh yeah.
Oh, misdrop IPs from Amber. Not sure if that's a misdrop though. Well, it's not count to 4, so maybe it's not a misdrop. Yida 3 wide.
Yeah, maybe just a bit of miscalculation. Ooh. That's like the first time I've seen a 3 wide in a while. I mean, it is mid-game setup, so... It is mid-game setup, so I think... Yeah. So I think it's just mid-game setups, you know, they're just gonna do what works best for them at the moment. Here comes Amber.
And Amber goes out with that one. Yida 10-9 match points.
I mean, even with match point, you still, you know, you have that much pressure because...
Whoa, nice. That's a stick spinner stream, 24.
Because of that, there's a deuce, ladies and gentlemen. First of the day on the stream here, where we're going to first to 12. It's a win by 2.
And we also have a deuce on over at Hummingbird Nest as well, so yeah. Just like yesterday, 2 deuce on at the same time. Yay. Anyways.
How tight.
Oh, that's a quick round, 10 seconds.
Oh no, that 23. Devastating.
Devastating indeed. Match point again for Yida.
Maybe now we're finally seeing players starting to utilize their openers a lot more. You know, setting great pressure early on. Just get the kill already. Not waiting for the mid game anymore. For this game though, not quite the case. Back to the mid game, back to the garbage trading. A lot of great garbage trading action back and forth there. Yida, oh wow, that's a 16.
Oh. And GG. Yida takes it.
Wow. Wow. That 12 to cap off. 12 spike for a 12-10 victory to cap off that insane game. I mean, wow. Say something in Pixel, because I'm speechless, because I have no words to describe, you know, these two.
Well, they are very close. I can guarantee that. That's the main thing I can say right now. But looking at the stats, yeah, I have nothing to say about it either. It's just an even match. Even the stats is even.
I mean, yeah, that's all we can say honestly, because it's like back and forth. You can see in that stats board down below. It's just, you know, it's like playing ping pong. You're just hitting the ball other side. They strike back at you, and then it just keeps going on for a rally, back and forth, going. It's incredible, honestly. I'm still staggered. I'm still staggered looking at that. It's just great Tetr gameplay all the time. Phew. I mean, now that it's over, like, part of me still wants it to go on for a bit more, but like, I mean, I'm just trying to like process what just happened right there. Absolutely insane, and a well-deserved victory for Yida, who will go on. He is guaranteed top 3, so 1 win away from clinching a spot to the top 6 teams, just whether they'll be finishing top of the group or second of the group, which will be interesting.
Alright, so next matchup. Oh, it's this guy again. I wonder who it is.
Uh-oh.
Alright. Let's see if he will continue this run. We'll see.
Most likely, but I mean, yeah. Most likely we're gonna have Diao against Gita next, which, I don't know. Gita. And again, that last game, Gita was fresh off his win, so maybe he'll be able to keep that momentum coming up. Might be something that really boosts him as well. And I mean, when you're on a good streak, and especially after that warm-up where, you know, you warm up for so long, you become hot, you become fire. You're just gonna do so well. You're just gonna perform that well. Then I mean, even against someone with such a caliber like Diao, I don't think, you know, I still think that. I still think, you know, Yida will have a good shot at Diao right here. I'm still recovering from that amazement.
Yeah, that set was amazing. I just wish we have an analyst here with us. Anyways, I was thinking, so Diao is so far 11-0 for the first set, 11-0 for the second set, looking for another. I'm not sure if he's looking to perfectly run this bracket or not, like, you know, 11-0 all the way. We'll see what he does.
I mean, 22-0. This kind of resembles, you know, that run during Square One, that Kazu run during Square One 2022. Bit of deja vu coming on here, but maybe we'll be able to see a replicate of that here, or at least, even if it's not a sweep. I mean, Diao has been an absolute menace so far, not only in the main event today, but over the past qualifiers as well.
Yeah, that is true. As I said, Diao has won 8 of the 9 majors he has attended, and those majors have hundreds of people. So it's, yeah, it would be an understatement to say that he is, like, you know, that one player who is just good at the game. He just beats everyone almost every single time.
Yeah. While we're at it, that update on the quad stream dues went a bit longer actually. Akmal winning 14-12. A lot of action happening.
Yeah.
A perfect excuse for us to remind you that there is more Tetr World Championship action happening. Group H is on the Puzzle Kingdom Twitch channel, and some matches not broadcasted on our main channels will be over at the Hummingbird Nest quad stream. So you can go ahead and type in the chat !quad, I believe, or exclamation streams. Like, I guess those commands will show up because some people know it and some people, you know, will know some of those commands are. But yeah, a lot more action happening. Make sure to not miss it, because who knows, you might be missing on one of those matches you just see.
Yep, indeed. Watching all of them would it's possible to watch all of them on Twitch, of course. Like, you can do the multi
exclamation multi, was it?
No, something exclamation multi, I think, to watch all the streams at once. And right now, just to update our viewers on Group H, Cabuso made a run to winners finals, and right now I think it's Tatos versus Ergonomics playing first spot in the winners finals.
Yeah. But I mean, Group H was interesting. Now that you bring that up, while we wait for Group B to commence for a little bit in the background, I mean, Cabuso and Tatos. What a matchup that is! What kind of seeding calls the two to be on the same board? Obviously, Cabuso contemplating about his competitive Tetris career, deciding to retire, and still decided to come back in the end. And he's still showing great performance as well. And Tatos, obviously, just a great name already if you've been around in the community for a long time. So a lot of great players all around as well. That's why you should check them as well.
Indeed. So we're still waiting for our players. Let me think. Is there anything that is important, you think, in this pool? Like anything, like any main theme you captured so far in Group B?
Well, I mean, it's just, well, there's one Titan that's dominating this entire thing, and then there's other people scrambling to fight for that second place. I mean, the bracket kind of shows it. If we can bring the bracket graphic up like right now, I mean, DL has been kind of dominant, obviously 22-0, and then the fight for to go through to the top 16 as group runner-up so far. I mean, it has been such a tighter fight than I expected. I mean, at the start of the stream, we did talk about, you know, the possible chances for the other 7 players. I mean, obviously they're seeding and a difference in skill, but then everyone besides DL, assuming DL takes group winning, wins the group. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my word because I'm still staggering with that said. But assuming that DL wins the group, then you still have the other 7 players. I expected them to, you know, there's a bit of a spread. I mean, like only like 4 or 3 players like would prevail in the end and have a real shot at second place. But now, at this point, everyone has a shot. Honestly.
All right, now we're going into winners finals. Winner. This is the where usually all the marbles is at. And given the rules of this tournament, the winners of this one goes to top 16. So yeah, all the marbles. And if you lose, you have another shot at going to top 16, which is finals. Is Ikli Diao versus Yida.
Yeah, but I mean the sort of level of importance of this match. Obviously, you win, you get a straight ticket to top 16 without having to wait later on, and you have a one-set advantage as well because obviously it's still double elimination for your seeding in the next round. And obviously, it's something very interesting that I brought up with some of my friends like yesterday when we were watching towards the ending part of the stream yesterday, and I mean, clinching that group winning spots is, I think, a lot more important because when you get the matchup against the group runner-up, it might as well benefit you depending on who you're facing. But generally, I think everyone would think that, you know, if you win the group, you would get a much more favorable matchup, I think, during, you know.
It's a warm-up denied from both players. We're going straight into the set.
No warm-ups needed, so we get a hot match, and now we get a cold match. But let's see if the players are not that cold. Let's see if they can fire off all cylinders already. Especially with Yida, who's already warm.
Yeah, Yida's already in some tough struggles here at the top of the board as Ikli pressured him with 23 spikes. Still surviving though.
He's doing well.
Doing well, yeah. Nice foresight for the T-spin double there. Nice placement of the T above a quad. Waiting for a T-spin.
But I mean, we talked a lot about Diao and, you know, his seeding right here. He might have been seeded first, but I mean, he just didn't play in all minors, and Promo did, so I guess the potentials, potential-wise, might have been, like, if Diao played in all 5 minors, we might have even had, like, seats, top 2 seats being on the same points, and then that's when we have to use the tiebreaker criteria, which I think there's a tiebreaker criteria. I just don't remember what it is right now.
There are many tiebreakers, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ikli, there we go, massive spike, 1-0.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, the perfect score is 300 plus 40 times 5, so that's 500 points. That's the perfect score, but unfortunately we don't have 64-player minors that much. So most of them are out of 30 points for those minors. So 450 is what the perfect score kinda is. And Promo got 410, Diao got 390 something.
Yeah, 390. He did win like all 3 minors he went to, which is rather impressive because, you know, obviously the TWC, a great place for minor tournaments to have a place as well in the community recognition.
Nah, Yida, you're not surviving that one.
Still surviving.
You're still surviving. And you're still surviving.
No way, right? Okay, now that garbage block on the SPs might be tough. Yeah, that might be it. Yeah, I was about to say, you know, that kind of sacrificed the board to stay alive for a couple of more extra seconds there, but in the end was, you know, just a lot stacked on top of that garbage hole. Diao just capitalized on that.
I still haven't seen Diao's signature today.
Oh, yeah,
I'm still waiting for that.
Maybe he's saving the best for the last. I don't know. That would be scary then, because like whoever's going to play, you know, grand finals, they know they have a chance to face that, you know, very infamous LST.
Yeah, I don't know, because like I feel like that LST is one of the toughest things to deal with because you're just dead. And Yida, still surviving, finds a nice down stack. I think like I feel like Diao might use the LST only if he is lost a point or something.
You know, maybe when he's in a tough position, needs to burst out. Maybe when the game is like kind of stuck, a deadlock, honestly. But I mean, you never know. And with such a powerful weapon, not because the LSD is good, but because Diao is just too good at doing that, and it's something that everyone is afraid of. Even the casters like us, and I mean that's kind of something that you're gonna have to utilize one way or another, right?
Fractal from Yida.
I mean, Yida's doing well here. That's a nice TST as well, surviving past 80
well.
seconds.
Quad, T-spin quad, 17.
Uh-oh, timing. There was 2 T pieces on the next Q there, but then the overhang was never set up. Just tough.
Yeah, Shat is asking for Yida to stop the sweep.
I mean, at this point, it would be an achievement to just get a game of Diao, one way or another. It doesn't matter if Diao just like do something. Oh,
Nah, not yet.
I mean, it was close.
I want to see it though.
I mean, as much as Diao is doing so well as he always should be, but I mean, it will be such a great incentive.
Yida! Oh, no, you're not surviving that one. You're dead.
Yeah.
4-0.
But like, it would be such a great incentive for like anyone to just get one single game of a world champion contender like Diao here.
Because like, people are saying like you can't be proud if you take one round from Diao.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
one.
Hell yeah. Even just one. That's like dreams. Oh, bit of cheese as well. This might help.
This might help. Yeah, indeed. Nah, not yet. He's still surviving.
Yeah, a bit of pressure coming in, a bit of cheese as well. Everything was kind of falling into place for Yida there, but
there we go.
Oh, there we go. We called it, ladies and gentlemen.
4-1. No more sweep. GG. Nah, not yet.
We did it. We did it, chat.
Yeah, we did it, chat. It's not GG, but pretty much we did it. We done.
We did it, guys. This is incredible. Oh my goodness. Everyone in the chat, high fives.
High five. Chat says God please.
Has bleeded. But I mean, yeah, Diao. I mean, now that Yida took one game from Diao, it's all gonna be worse, right? Because we all know what happens when Diao, just loses a round. I mean, I hate to bring that up, especially with Yida having such great momentum, but Diao is just being Diao. I mean, there's nothing else we can do about that. We can't just ask for Diao to just stop playing well as he would normally. That would be bad.
Still doing well for Yida. Put a lot of pressure on Diao back there, almost topped out, but still doing well. Diao has T-spin set up. It's gonna be 10 spike. Yida has 3 lines of cheese. Oh, what? Oh, no, it's that TST. No, nah. Still there.
Oh, no. Yeah, Yida had a TSD there, misdrop, and then had to sacrifice, look for another way. But he was doing well prior to that, though, keeping up the pressure. Consistent 10 and 12 spikes. Really making Diao have to work for his win right here, which is absolutely incredible to see.
PC. And a few T-spins from Diao. Yida. Still finding the way down. Nice spin there, but not going to work, as Diao's pressure is just way too much.
Oh yeah, there's just a lot of great things over on Diao's board here, and Yida just can't really fight back at all. Oh, here comes the PC spam.
Third PC denied.
It feels as if like Diao doesn't want to go for that third PC at all. I don't think so. He's like
probably the piece
waiting for Yida. Oh yeah, maybe that as well. But that setup, or maybe even the game before this game, he didn't really go for that third PC. Just waiting to continue the burst. Maybe it's just his game plan, you know, getting that early pressure on and then continue it as fast as possible with the setups like TKI as he completed there.
11 spike from Diao. Yida has 2 lines of cheese, would probably be able to get through that pretty quickly. And the cheese is gone, but still needs the eye. Gets the eye.
Ooh.
Chat saying Diao is trolling.
I mean, we'll see about that. I mean, the thing that matters in the end is just who wins the games, right?
Yeah.
You don't know who's trolling unless they actually lose. If they troll, they still win. I mean, that's not
they
really
don't troll.
trolling.
If they troll and they still win, that means they don't troll, basically.
Yeah, they're just too
14,
good.
15, back to back on both sides actually.
Uh-oh.
Oh
There we
my
go.
god. 15, 18,
Fireworks.
15, 19, 17, 19, 17, 20. Let's go. 18, 21.
21.
We're back to backing, boys. We're back to backing. We're still going. And the back to back's gone for Yida, but Diao might hit 24 just there and make that 25 as Yida is going down with that one.
No way. Back to back 23 for Yida. And then Diao
25 for
returns with a
Diao.
24 and a 25 and counting as well. He was prone to like sending like 30 back to backs, honestly.
Oh, nice setup from Yida. Yida finds the right pieces to go down. Not enough to take out Diao though.
You are really oh my god. Like, ladies and gentlemen, chat, you are watching the Tetr World Championships, the best players this game has ever seen. It's not gonna even stop here as well. Uh-oh. That's not gonna work for Yida. 8-1. But even with that scoreline, we can definitely say though Yida doing a great job.
Yida did achieve something, yeah.
Yeah, and
Definitely.
Diao doing a great job on their end as well. I mean, it's just great both
Color
sides
clear
here.
from Yida. 32!
Oh, what was that? There's a cheese as well. It might work for him, but then Yida misdrops.
Misdrops so much right now, and not sure if he can. Nah. Okay.
Nah, no way. Not even a 32. Not even like 5 lines of cheese. How do you do that? How do you like? The question is how you do that, and then you lose. I mean, I know it's Diao, but
Oh, I can see what's coming. Get faster, come on. Do the. No, you're not gonna do it. I thought you were gonna do the LST for a moment there, Diao. Come on.
he's still keeping it tight. He's still not showing it yet, the LST. But even then, it's still so impressive, yeah. So is Yida as well.
Bam, 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 bam. 28.
I mean,
Yeah.
do you really need the LST if you can do that? Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah. 10-1, match point. Diao on qualification point here.
One more game win and he'll punch the ticket to the top 16. But I mean, it's not like Yida's not sending any pressure to Diao at all. It's just like Diao he's just so confident in his gameplay at this point. He's just firing all cylinders and knowing the risks he has, even with such a fast speed. He knows the downstacks, he knows the solutions.
Diao. Okay, still surviving.
Exactly my point right there. It's just keeps on
Like, he
playing.
always still surviving. What is that?
Yeah, he knows his limits even at such a fast speed. That's what makes him such a great player than anyone else. Even if there were like 5, 4, 5, 6, 7 great players in the world, like Diao's gameplay will always be something so unique, so uniquely good. You know, it's always so distinctive, and that's what makes him that good. Like, everyone calls him the god, and that's why. You know what I mean? The timing.
Nah, Fractal.
It does have that TSD. I think yeah, Diao was looking for an even bigger setup there, but just, you know, had to bail out from him. He's not even caring about the
Diao misdrops, still surviving.
Yeah, still access to that clean garbage. It's keeps happening. Oh no,
Fractal
Mr.
from
Fumita.
Diao. T-spin, quad, T-spin, quad, GG. And then
No. It's just, it's that good. He's that good. You can't deny that.
hey, but
And
hey,
I mean,
chat, it's 11-1. Let's go. It's not
11-1.
11-0.
Oh my god, incredible, ladies and gentlemen. GG's one round. And I mean, that one round win might be that motivation, for Yida, because he'll still have another chance, going down to the lower finals. So Yida, still a chance to go to top 16, and we might as well see a rematch right here.
Yeah.
So,
Here's what Diao said in the chat. I'm gonna read this. GG. There we go.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's like a sign of respect, when you have that many G's, Yida did very well.
Even Diao says that, so yeah.
Approval from the god.
And the other match right now that's progressing onto the match we're streaming next in the loser semis is 9-8 in Hummingbird Nest. I think it's in favor of Run, right? I don't know. Actually, Run might pull off an upset here. Whoa.
Yeah, another match going in. So yeah, in the chat, exclamation multi to keep track of every single game that is being played at the moment.
Yeah, winner of that gets to play Spawn Poco. Actually, I might just hop in and watch that. I kind of want to see it actually. But
right.
yeah, What do we say about that match? I mean, Diao is just being Diao. And he's not even bringing out his best yet, because I've seen best.
I haven't seen the LST yet. I've yet to see that LST. Not even like he's not like 100% yet, which is absolutely insane. And I mean, ooh, that's like chills to the back of your spines. Well, while we wait for the other match going on over Hummingbird Nest, to commence, let's hope you guys will still stay with us here in chat, because we have some great credits to go through here, some great supporters and some great advertisements to show you guys. And that includes this Snow is Infinite 2024, powered by Hitbox by Puzzle Kingdom. Tournaments in January 5th and 6th of 2024, and the Stacky Awards January 7th. And the best part is that it is live. It is all live in Toronto, Ontario. You can see the venue down here in Victor's Game Station. It's only $5 to go there, and I mean, if we were in Canada, me and Pixel would have bought the ticket anyways. $5 not that much for the great experience you're gonna have. The only thing is that we're not in Canada.
So. Yeah, because like for us, it's gonna be like $1,500 to fly there. Yeah.
Yeah, to go there and then come back. Pretty sad. So yeah,
No, that's actually no. That's not like just to go there and come back. I think that's just to go there. To come back, that's another 1.5K. I think.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure.
So yeah, we're counting on you, chat, to be there for us. Be there at the Stacky Awards and Snow is Infinite. Lots of great events, including Tetr as well. If you wanna pit your skills against probably some of the players who are gonna play in TWC today, and then we have this as well. Absolute Showdown, which will commence here on the Team TSD Twitch channel. A Tetris Grandmaster event. Very exciting indeed. November 18th, you can see right here, registered a battle of 100 players as well. You can see the link, you can just sign up like right now. And honestly...
And we have a Deuce.
Oh no, Deuce on Hummingbird Nest. That's
Deuce
not
between
cool.
Ron and Redudo.
That's not good. While we're waiting for that Deuce to commence, one more exciting thing, except aside from the Deuce, is there is a TGM documentary as well. We reach $500 in donations, so let's hope that we can reach that goal together. I really want to see the documentary, and honestly, it's like a great homage for Team TSD, because this will be their last event as far as I've heard. So let's get them a great farewell, honestly, because they've been doing so much. But yeah, go support and sign up and do what you can with Absolute Showdown. A lot of great things happening. We do have, speaking of donations as well, we can go ahead and buy our merchandise.
Yeah, buy our merchandise at some point. There are t-shirt, key change, mousepad. All of these goes to Tetrio development, as well as the prize pool for the players. So if you want to support the tourney, like what you're seeing, and want to get some goodies at home, feel free to take a look at the shop and buy some of our merch.
Yeah,
Thanks.
everything is customly printed. I mean, and you can also support over at Match Arena as well. A lot of ways to support us, not by just buying things, but any support is appreciated by you guys just sharing the word with everyone else. Oh, there's a Tetr World Championship. That is just great kudos to you already. Because obviously everyone needs to see this.
Yeah, Run was on upset point now, 11-all.
Oh no.
It's still going on. Oh boy. Yeah, I think we gotta talk about something now. Oh, actually, I'm gonna watch the other stream a little bit. It's just Tatos right now on Group H.
Yep, a lot of things also happening in other streams as well. If you've just been joining us, remember there are also other matches going on at the same time as now. We have to fit 3 hours, and we have a lot of matches, so can't just possibly do that. Puzzle Kingdom is streaming Group H, and then on our stream, on the streams where matches that doesn't fit the timeline, they are happening at the Hummingbird Nest Tetris channel, which is what we are literally watching right now, waiting for the outcome of Run. Trying to finish there. The upset coming on right here. A lot of some actions happening all around, so make sure to not miss it right here, because I finally have my quad screen.
Yeah, both of us are staring down at our screen right now, looking at this amazing deuce.
Yeah, pardon us, ladies and gentlemen, but there's a lot going. We can't even keep track of it ourselves, because obviously we have background work as well. A lot, but you guys can. Go to our quad stream, to exclamation multi in the chat. You'll be given a link to our Twitch feed, which shows every single stream, every single match that's happening at the moment, so you don't miss any action. As Amber reaches 12 here, here's another deuce, honestly. I can only imagine this is good. Oh, wow.
13
as I was saying,
in favor of Amber.
I mean, I was about to say, to be honestly, this might take a while, but well, it didn't. Finally, we get that done. We can show you
that match. Now, Amber can join us here to play with Pon Poco in our main stream.
Yeah, we're about to reach the ending part, the conclusion of Group B right here. We are down to just the final 4 players, and obviously only 2 will move on. So Diao's already guaranteed a spot to move on. It's just down to Pon Poco, to Amber, and Yida as well. Lots of rematches, lots of familiar names already, so this is going to be great. This is going to be great right here. Yep, and now I would assume that it will be Amber Doodle against Pon Poco coming up. Wait, is this a rematch from round 1? Hold on. Is it? I forgot the bracket. Help me out, Pixel. I mean,
I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah.
Let's look at the full bracket.
I mean,
This is Amber versus.
No, it's not a rematch.
No, it's not. It's not a rematch.
Yeah, but I mean, because I was mentioning that because these two have, I think, pretty similar styles. Obviously, Pon Poco has that Japanese stacking style to their name. And Amber has that, efficiency, which has been shown. We've seen these two players play a lot on this stream before, and on the Total Quad stream as well, and they've been impressive so far. I think they both deserve a spot into the next round, but obviously only one.
Also, while we're waiting for Amber to take a small break from that exciting match, that 13-11 deuce. Let's see. So we have Pon Poco here. What do you think about Pon Poco so far in this tournament?
Yeah, Japanese stacking definitely kind of is up. Japanese have, especially with SRS Plus, I believe, in the Tetr League settings, and they can utilize it a lot. They have a lot of funky spins and setups and ways to solve their parries and finishing full sides. It's incredible as well, because that's something that you really can only see in Japanese players. That's something you said before this match even happened. It's always so scary facing a Japanese player of any Tetris discipline, not just Tetrio, honestly. They just have that aura around them, and their style of stacking influence from other Japanese games like Puyo Puyo Tetris or the TGM series, which really just the reason why that the entire country of Japan as a whole, their Tetris gameplay is extremely unique. Yes, Vince. I mean, yeah, you are a different example, Vince. You are a special example, Vince. I mean, uh, okay. I mean, I'm just embarrassing myself at this point because obviously there are also other players as well. What I'm trying to prove is that it's something you see a lot in Japanese players that makes them very scary. Vince HD, on the other hand, he's scary on his own already. He's like someone who can legitimately challenge Diao, and that's something scary already.
Yeah. Actually, I'm actually curious if Diao goes through, which he already does go through, and assuming he goes through it as the winner of the group. Let's see he's gonna face. I'm curious.
I think he faces the
winner of B.
Group A. Faces Group A already. Which does he face Group A or does he face? Because the bracket is like massive. For those watching at home, it is 64 players divided into 8 groups of 8, and every single group is a double elimination bracket. The top 2 moves on into a top 16. So you can go to worlds.tetrio slash bracket slash brackets.
Playoffs a single elim, and if Diao goes through, I think Diao will face Vince in semis.
Yeah, you can.
If both of them goes through all the way there.
Yep, and you can in the chat, exclamation brackets to show the latest brackets live updated, I believe, and to see the sheer size of the bracket which I was mentioning.
All right, warm-ups for Poncoco versus Amber. Winner moves on to the losers finals, where you have the chance to get a spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, it is the lower bracket anyway, so it's win or you go home. Just warm up coming out here. Let's see if the. I mean, now, especially after Yida versus Amber, I mean, warm ups are just like it just feels a lot more important now because it really isn't a great way to see if the players are really tight match, and maybe it is an early sign to say that, ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a great ride. Not a lot going on here. Amber still playing as normal. And I mean, it's interesting.
I don't think. Oh, it's that normal. Okay. No.
Yeah, he did have a good soft there, not enough though. But I mean, one point I think we mentioned earlier during the games is the players' endurance. Obviously, it's still best of 1 sets at this point of the competition, but considering the players have played quite a decent amount of Tetr already today, and I mean, now that they have to face pretty much players closer to their skill range, does that really, exhaust you?
Oh, you're asking me if I'm exhausted and giving commentary for these guys?
It's exhausting, but it's fun. At least for commentators only. For the players, it's a lot more stressing, I believe.
Yeah, for the players. For us, it's entertainment, I would say.
Yeah, especially for Amber as well, who is fresh off 2 deuces as well, 1-1 lost 1. So this might be, a lot on him, but let's see if he can keep that momentum up, keep that going on as well. Really helps on Ponpoco, see if they can bring on a great performance as we get this game underway. It's Ponpoco against Amber Doodle, lower semifinals. Oof, Ponpoco on a 24. That's going to be tough. That is very tough. On that misdrop as well, Amber building a bit of a mountain in the middle, which is never going to be ideal, especially in this level of play. Already an early lead for Ponpoco.
Ponpoco right now is doing some nice stacking. He's back-to-back 3. This toy's not back-to-back with triple, but has to find a down stack. There's a nice down stack there, but with that misdrop of it, JP is going to be tough. And it is indeed as Amber takes his first round.
Yeah. Kind of 1-1. It's pretty much just the same gameplay we've seen from these 2 players so far. As Amber having, a bit of more like opening advantage to like a bit more comfortable with opening setups. Pawn Poco having that crazy stacking skills during the mid game.
STSD will
Back
be
aggression
denied
from
given that there's no T, will be denied, and that's gonna destroy the board. State Amber takes it.
Oh yeah, Pawn Poco. I think that's over aggression right there. Just trying to go for a bit of a two-spin setup right there, not being able to find a T, and then just kind of stalled out, looking for the best ideal setup. Didn't find any, just topped out in the end. Amber was able to capitalize on that.
24 from Amber.
Oof. Still living through it now. Amber has some cheese, which will be tough.
Seems like they are stacking just fine right now. Both sides have some cheese, but still working just fine. Bottom.
Yeah, Amber does have a bit of a board situation. A couple of drops, a couple of cheese on his board as well. A bit of problems to solve, but I don't think that will be much of a problem, as we see evidently here. They're just garbage trading, honestly. Not a lot going on, just some very efficient Tetris going on. Both players just biding their time, just looking for the perfect moment to strike. Hit that landing blow.
$18 from Pawn Poco, not enough.
Just spending a lot of pressure though. Now this is gonna be tough for Amber. Does have a clean well in the middle, which will work out for them.
For Amber. 12 more, and that's gonna be enough.
Oh, no.
3-1 in favor of Amber.
Yeah, and I mean, it did talk about Poco's stacking ability, but that was... It just fell a little bit short right there. No, not the best of parries on the left side. Can't fill that out. And oh, there's a...
Very nice, very nice, very nice! 30 spike!
Way! No. No way. It was not supposed to be that. That was not supposed to happen. That 30. Oh, wow. I was about to say it's still a close match, but I mean that 30 that kind of set the tone right there.
Yeah, Amber going pretty fast with Pawn Poco going a bit faster. Amber being more efficient, however, with 200 APM right now for over almost 30 seconds.
Oh boy, does he stay alive?
He's staying alive. He finds the light pieces. They're still able to go down.
That is an incredible solve. Does sacrifice a bit on the right side, but I mean, it doesn't really matter except for the fact that they're still living.
Pawn Poco trying to cancel some garbage. He's going to send some instead. Not waiting anymore. And Amber is up pretty high on the board, trying to find a way to down stack. Is able to down stack, has access to a lot of clean. It's gonna send back that clean right back to Pawn Poco.
Now this is just garbage trading right here. It's about who's able to keep their board state better. Honestly, it's not.
And it's the classic I, isn't it? I flat from Amber.
Yeah, it's not really about the board height as well, because these two players, I think they can just take garbage rather easily. It's just, you know, keeping your board in shape and making sure it's not in a bad position, and then your opponent's gonna be able to capitalize on that.
Both sides are doing just fine. Oh, not so fine anymore now. Pawn Poco is up. Yeah.
No, the right one you say it. That's a curse. I'll count that. That's a...
Okay.
5-1 for Amber, and a bit of a breakaway already from Amber. Still staying hot from those two deuces as well. Now spams the DPC, not going to be able to get the second. Amber with an interesting setup. Like, that's a well. Oh, that's Amber. That will work out for Pawn Poco. I was saying he had a quad well, made of blocks he upstacked himself, so pretty much he just donated that. Well, I don't know how you can call that. It's like
hey, it's the Wild West again. Who's gonna fire first? First to fire. First to fire.
Stare down.
Stare down. Stare down.
Go
first
on.
to fire. Let's go. Who's gonna fire first in this moment?
Best chat. It's Amber.
Amber's gonna fire first, and Ponpoko's gonna cancel that right away. Good stall. Not a good stall. Well, I don't know if it's good or bad. Well, it's mental game. Whatever.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good thing for both players. It's a great thing for us to watch as well. I mean, it's just biding their time.
Both sides are doing just fine.
We love to see it, honestly. Both players just respecting each other and just waiting because they know maybe if I go first, you know, bad things are gonna happen because my opponent is good.
Yeah, it's the counter spike scaring them out, I think.
Really, like on one side you can say, you know, they're just being scared of counter spike, but I mean that's just respect right there, waiting for each other.
Yeah.
Just knowing that your opponent is good.
Amber is amazing down stack is 18 spike.
For a 19 as well. Ponpoko also solved a bit of cheese.
Is able to go down and yeah, Amber not as soon as survive that. 3-5.
Amber not able to find a T-spin setup. I'll make it 5-3 here. Here comes the stick spin. Or rather, I think. Oh, here we go again.
And here we go again. Stick spin or TSD. Which one will fire first? And
we love to see it.
Yeah, we love to see it. And while we're waiting, we have a duel between Caboose and Tatos.
I mean, that's exactly... Everything's happening. Oh, there's a 19.
And there's a misdrop from Ponpoko. And he's still surviving. He's still surviving.
Oh my god, action firing left, right, and center as well. But I mean, yeah, just to go off topic a little bit. I mean, I said about, you know, Group A.
Yeah, I'll go off topic again if they're going to the Wild West again.
I mean, yeah, probably that's gonna happen again. What I was saying, I mean, a bit about Group H. You can watch that on Puzzle Kingdom. But I mean, yeah, Caboose and Tatos, that's the matchup everyone's been talking about.
Wuso at 11-10. Anyways, Ponpoko is stacking pretty well. Sheesh. This commentator curse is like... okay, I'm not sure how to handle it, to be honest.
Just live with it. It's a commentator's thing. Something out of our control, I believe. I mean, they still win at the end, so that's good. That's good. So it's 4-6 already. Exclamation multi. You'll be able to the bot command will send you a Twitch link with all 3 of our streams running at the moment, including this match, all the court stream match, and the Caboose versus Tatos match at the same time. Lots of things
Tatos are now tied at 11. Amber stacking Fractal. There we go. Waiting for it. Oh my god.
Oh no, that's.
That is a pain to watch for any player, really.
No way. Oh no. I mean, that's just gutted right there.
Triple double.
Now Ponpoko.
Yeah, Ponpoko misdrops. Caboose leads 12-11. Amber Dudo leads 7-5.
I mean, at this point, we talked about endurance already. Maybe, you know, the fatigue starts to kick in, and then you make some of those mistakes a lot more.
15 spike from Ponpoko. Some few more lines. Amber finds IPs just in time, though.
Still relatively good from these 2 players. Probably it's just about not making mistakes at this point, because not being overly aggressive, not doing silly misdrops. I think that's like the core point, the core key to victory for these 2 here. For the next points or so.
Amber's still surviving. And Ponpoko is at the bottom of the board.
But I mean, all of those mistakes aside, these 2 players still doing very well, able to defend garbage very well, able to utilize their attacking setups very well, especially from clean garbage and even with cheese as well. I don't think any players specifically really struggle with cheese garbage, which usually is a big problem for anyone, even for the best players.
And we're going down now. Has a lot of clean garbage. And we're all the way up to the top.
That's tough.
Oh, nah, that sucks.
Yeah, exactly what I was saying as well. You know, try and keep your board in a good shape as well, and then just a slight moment of getting your board a bit too high to your liking, and then your opponent capitalizes on it, and you lose another game. Going on the pawn poker, bit of pressure still being able to fend that off. Oh,
yeah.
24 for pawn poker.
24 for pawn poker indeed, and we just got a notification in game that Kapuso 13-11 Tatos and has made it to the top 60.
Lots of action happening right here.
Yeah, lots
back
of
to
action
7
happening.
all. It's just the first to 4 now here with pawn poker and Amber Doodle.
Anyways, Amber right now stacking with a T-spin, waiting for the right pieces. Pawn poker has 2 T-spins set up. Amber cancels all of that.
I mean, it's kind of deja vu, really, the Yida versus Amber game. Amber is just, you know, going the distance here on every single game he's been playing. You really have to start wondering.
Whoa. Pawn poker takes it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying, though, you really have to wonder if the fatigue really is kicking in Amber. I mean, 2 deuces, and now you're going the distance as well this game. And I mean, I would not be surprised if this also goes to overtime. But I mean, that would be such a big stress for Amber to take. You know, going through so long. Do you really still have that gas in the tank?
Amber, oh wait, Pawn poker takes it 9-7 now. If Amber goes through another overtime, this will be their 3rd overtime today.
Yes, in a row, I think.
In a row, yes.
That's still happening. They're still doing well, though. At least the best of their gameplay. Still trying to hold on to it. Especially in such an important game, like an elimination game like this.
Pawn poker with back-to-back 4. Make that 5. It's gonna destroy it with down stack, and this will be 25 from Pawn poker. And we're still surviving.
We're still surviving. There's the back-to-back we see. And yeah, these 2 players, I don't think, yeah, their tendency for the backs not as much as, you know, the
Pawn
previous
poker
game
has
we
3
saw.
lines of sheets though. Amber also has some sheets as well.
Pawn poker does have a lot more, in my opinion. That will hinder them a little bit much more, but now that they're down, probably in a better favorable position than Amber here.
Seems like... Oh, nah. You're not waiting for that one. There's nothing to attack there.
Yeah, it's just time. He's just biding the time. Now that these 2 players, I think,
Amber
going the
10
distance...
spikes, Pawn poker 9.
Yeah, now that these 2 players, you know, honestly going the distance already, they know each other. Now that they have a clear understanding of what their opponent is capable of, they're really, you know, adjusting their game style to match into what they believe would win them the game. Amber. Oh no, he doesn't have a solve. Nah.
And Amber is on Pawn poker is on upset point here.
Yeah, it just kind of. Pawn poker will kind of break away in the end here. Not off to the great start, but find that rhythm. And now on 3, match points to send him to the loser semis. Amber on a spam. Not going to be able to finish Pawn poker though.
Amber right now stacking pretty well. Nice down stack. Pawn poker has a lot of green garbage to work with.
Amber's a bit high though, to my liking.
Yeah,
Nah,
he's gonna be done.
nah.
11-7.
Tough
Pon
luck
Poco takes
for
it, and it's an upset. Way too many overtimes for Amber.
yeah, just tough luck for Amber. He did really well, had a good run as well. Lots of great defensive play and a lot of great endurance as well. Would only imagine if he went a little bit further, we'll still have that ability to go ahead and play more games and advance further into the bracket. But sadly, this will be goodbye to Amber on that 7-11 loss. But I mean, he did well. I mean, first player on a stream and then showed us quite some great skills and did everything that he could. And I think they played to their best right there, exactly to what we expect from a player of such caliber like Armadudo, which obviously you know, and now that I've watched him play, we all know.
Yeah. Now Pon Poco is on. No, Pon Poco and Yida is on qualification match now. Win this, go top 16. Win this, face Diao.
Yeah, don't mention the ladder. Don't mention the ladder.
Let's not mention the ladder.
Let's not mention the ladder. Let's forget about the fact that the winner of this goes to Yida. Let's forget about that because yes, Yida lost to Diao. Yes, Pon Poco lost to Diao.
Both players lost to Diao. Yida lost 11-1. Pon Poco lost 11-0. Prediction of who's gonna win?
Yeah, let's just forget about that. Let's just forget about Diao for a moment. Let's just focus on Yida against Pon Poco because obviously we know what's gonna happen afterwards.
No, I mean like prediction between Yida and Pon Poco, who's gonna win?
Yes, let's focus on that. I mean, Yida, it is a tight matchup. Pon Poco obviously wasn't off to a good start initially in the bracket and in the last game as well, but I do think that as the matches have gone on, you know, Pon Poco is really finding that rhythm for him to carry on, utilizing the double elimination bracket, of course, taking that first loss, but then able to put himself in a position where he was comfortable at, where he was able to just, you know, play as he would and still keeping that efficiency. You know, just progressing very well. And Yida as well, I mean, probably if it wasn't for Diao, then probably stay in the upper bracket, honestly. But obviously there's only one representative from the upper bracket to the grand final, so now Yida will get tested to see if he really deserves that grand final spot, which will be an extremely intriguing matchup right here. So, yeah, I don't know. What about you, Pixel?
Yeah, chat says Yida took 1 point from Diao, so Yida should win this.
It's a fair argument, but I would not say that would be the deciding factor.
It's not like completely like. There are better arguments than that, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even really decide because it's only one game, right? I mean, obviously, if you watch the game, you know that Yida actually earned that win against Diao, earned that 1 game won, but then, you know, one game is not going to make all the difference here. I don't think so. In the first 11, us 2. That's the important part. That's the win by 2. So, you know, still a lot of things can happen. The 1 game difference might just vanish into thin air right when Pon Poco finds their rhythm, fires up all cylinders in and gone. Pon Poco might win this, but then obviously you can say the same to Yida as well. So I do still think it is a tight matchup. Point when you're at the lower bracket finals, you know, these 2 players have fought very well to be able to be here, to represent Group B, going into top 60. So there's a lot on the line here. Looking at the charts though, you know, Pon Poco actually has a slight edge, don't you think?
Yeah, it looks a bit bigger.
Slightly. Back to the question, you know, Pixel, your thoughts on these 2?
Yeah, Pon Poco actually it's kind of tough to tell about these 2 still. Because, like, when we last saw them, they just get obliterated by Diao. So I cannot tell much about it.
I mean, yeah, Pon Poco's fresh off the win.
Yeah. But Pon Poco, I think Pon Poco freshing off the win, like, How should I describe this? I'm trying to, like, describe their playstyle, but it's just more or less like a balance between every area. Even the graph says that.
Even the graph says that, but obviously the stats doesn't say it all. We'll see about that in the actual game. See about that. Good luck funds are being traded out, and definitely they'll need that luck and a bit of fun as well. It doesn't really hurt to have some fun. But obviously the level of this match will be important. You win, you go through. You lose, you do not. And let's not mention who you're facing if you win. We don't talk about him. We get this lower bracket finals of Group B underway. Panpoco against Yida.
Okay, Panpoco doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, it's just basically the gameplay that these two have been showing us throughout the day already. Lots of garbage trading, lots of conservative setups, trying to fight their time, look for the best, and maybe just slightly hoping for your opponent just do something wrong and then you capitalize on it.
Yep.
Interesting setup from Pawn. 1918, but Yida has that crazy amount of clean garbage, and I think for today though, Pixel, you would agree that clean garbage has played quite an important part. Obviously, there goes.
Yeah, but it is indeed like clean garbage is much more important than those cheese at this level, because players are able to clear through the cheese so quickly, unlike in the lower levels where they just get stuck with cheese, and cheese could be more important than those clean garbage.
Yeah, true. Because all the players today, they have great mastery about facing cheese, and they're able to get out of situations pretty well. But I mean, at the end of the day, unless you are the guy on the grand finals waiting for these two, really, you're just trying to look for that clean garbage. It really helps you have a better chance at winning the game.
Panpoco playing a bit faster, like usual.
Slightly faster, not much though. At least his APM stats are a little bit advantages, but I guess you can say Yida's tanking a little bit, as he was against Amber a little bit during that very, very thrilling set.
Imperial Cross. Denied.
What a skim by Pond there, getting out of trouble, staying alive. That's a nice triple as well, keeping that right well open. Back down to bottom again. It is something interesting about Yida, because it's like he adjusts his gameplay according to the round, honestly, because you see some games against Amber, as I'm saying, he looks like a defensive player. I mean, any player goes up against him in Tetr League, you play against him, like the first 30 seconds, you'll be, he's a defensive player, he's gonna tank, but then his ability to just switch up into an offensive attack is, I don't know, it's that good. And I mean, I guess that's just one thing that really separates these players from, amateurs and players playing in Tetr League. To be just their ability to be aware of their board, to be aware of, their ability to attack and defend as well. It really makes the difference to qualify them for the TWC here, as Yida picks up game number 3. On that missed drop of arm. So not exactly the start that I think Pan was looking forward to, but see if they can recover from this.
Yep. Seems like Panpoco has some cheese at the bottom. Yida also has a 2-line. I wouldn't say it's a cheese. You can use it to make a count to 4, and there we go. Panpoco is now also doing middle well. Back to back 3 now. Make that 5. Make that 6, 7.
Here comes the
It's
stack,
gonna be
and I
8.
mean,
And it's gonna be 9. It's gonna be 10.
uh-oh.
It's gonna be 11. It's gonna be
God.
12, 13, 14, 15.
No way. No way, right?
16.
Still popping.
17. 18. Just 9-0ing now. 19.
Yeah, that's...
Denied.
Oh,
Okay.
there goes. That's the power of a Japanese stack right there. I mean, some solves right there. I don't think most of us could have seen that with like a couple of spins and such, and everything just felt like normal, honestly. Kept up that 19 back-to-back, but still Yita's just taking all of it like it's nothing. So I think that might be the difference as well, because obviously we've seen crazy back-to-backs. Especially with Yida himself, this is probably, you know, using his own potion against him. Stacking massive back-to-backs and then getting that crazy attacks, forcing the other player into such a defensive position, honestly, and trying to keep up the pressure for as long as you can.
Both of them are about even in the VS score, like almost the same, actually.
Yeah. It's a great stat to look at because the VS score also, you know, takes into account sometimes, you know, when you're trying to block off, you know, garbage and things. Stats like APM, BPS doesn't really tell, you know, it does tell, you know, how good you are offensively, but I think defensively, especially for the recent months or so, you know, defensive play has been much more crucial during, especially competitive Tetris at this level. You really need that defensive skill, knowing, being aware of your board, being concise of where your placement, when to upstack and when to, you know, bail out. That's really important to winning games here.
Massive spike from Yida. That's going to take out Honpoko's 4-0.
Exactly the point I was saying. It's just, yeah, a bit of a tough board, honestly. Bit of a long game, though, honestly. Ponpoko doing well, keeping that real long. It looked as if Ponpoko was on the upper hand during that entire set. Just a little bit of unfortunate board stacks, and there he goes, and this one as well.
No. No. No.
Still staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Oh my god.
He's still staying alive. Oh boy. Now he gets his board down to rock bottom.
And he... Nah. No. No.
And then back up again.
No. There's no way you survive this, right? Okay.
Nah, okay.
I mean, like, every time I said no one they survive, I'll freak out. That's how it is.
I mean, true. I mean, what happens? We've seen a lot of like crazy down stacks today. They just keep coming. Neutral stacking back again, just some very casual stacking from both, and I think so far Yida has been on the upper hand as well. Oh, there. Because back to the point I was saying, you know, defensive skills. I think Yida has that upper edge, knowing, you know, when to tank, when to transition into an attacking setup, very like effortlessly, like that.
From Yida.
Exactly my point I was saying. He's already 6-0. A match that, you know, if you compare their, you know, mechanical skill, stacking, attacking, everything, it looks rather close. But it's just down to the decisions, the small decisions that they're making in the end, that really is setting Yida apart from Ponpoko. Here comes the PCO spam.
5 PPS, 280 APM. Nice.
On a double 24 as well. Maybe that's something Ponpoko needs to find. I think that one-round win might be that morale boost that Ponpoko needs here. Might be going into their groove here. We'll see about that. Yida's board looking dangerous. There we go.
That looks like the morale boost that Ponpoko needed.
That is crucial, actually. Maybe that one-round win, and now they're feeling it. mean, at this point of competition, we talked about endurance a lot already. I mean, just the slightest of things that really helps you keep you at it, really helps you a lot. Not that though.
Not that one. 7-2.
Hida restoring that 5-point lead. He's only 4 away. A lot to catch up here for Pan Poco. And we'll have to see.
$18 for Ponpoco. Yida still surviving. Ponpoco send some more.
Looking to send some more garbage over, but just not being able to find any. Running out of material here. Ponpoco might be on a back-to-back here. I feel it.
Yeah, definitely on it. 8, 9, 10, 11.
I feel it.
12, 13, 14, 15.
I can feel it coming. Here we go.
16, 17, 18, 19.
Oh my god. Can we
20,
get much higher?
21, 22, and there it goes.
Oh yeah, but Yita's still tanking off so well.
Yeah, that's some good tanks from Yida, and it's still surviving after that 22 back-to-back.
I mean, even with that back-to-back boost on that garbage attack, you know, it doesn't really make that much of a difference to Yida still being able to get himself to a good position, and I guess utilizing that massive extra lines of garbage so well as well. But I guess at this point, when you're Ponpoco, when you're in his shoes, I mean, you're down 5 points, you're gonna have to pull off every single trick in the books. That's a great STSD. You're gonna have to pull off like every trick in the book just to be able to grab a point. There it is, and that includes back-to-back as well. That was 12. That STSD was a continuation going to back-to-back 12. He's just like throwing all the wild cards on the table now. There's no turning back here.
Okay, T-spin quad. Misdrop there, I think. Nah. Okay.
Still surviving. Still holding on.
Yida setting for STSD. Back-to-back 14, 15, 16, 17. No.
Yeah. Was about to say he did have a couple of like 3 lines of cheese below. I don't think that will be able to, a bit favorable to keep back to back.
That misstop from Yida is gonna be painful. And he survives.
Gets out of it in time.
Nah.
No, okay. Continuation from Pondo. Finds himself in a good position. Now 4-7. On his way back here. This is what we want to see here. Great efforts from both, especially that fighting spirit from Ponpoco.
And Ponpoco's on the back-to-back hunt again.
Uh-oh. I sense it.
On
Yita's
8.
up top as well. And the 4 from Yita is absolutely insane. That is aggressive. Staying alive,
Yida is
though.
able to make advantage of all that back-to-back sent by Ponpoco.
Yeah, it's staying alive. It's about utilizing garbage. Obviously, back-to-back bonuses. You get extra garbage lines sent to your opponent, and then that's just extra lines that your opponents aren't gonna be able to work with. And Yita's just utilizing it so well.
Back-to-back. Nah, not going for back-to-back again, but Yida surviving again.
Yeah. Has that massive well in the middle. Really gonna help him out there. So we're just back to where we were again as we reached the 90-second mark. Both places trading garbage.
14 from Yida. Ponpoco
Looking.
not surviving.
Yeah, looking for that timing, as I was saying. Just throwing back and forth at each other. And then suddenly someone sends a spike at the wrong time, and then, well, it is 8-4 to Yida though, so all the points to lead, but Ponpoko's still within this. But it is a tough deficit, which is still being maintained very well by Yida.
Seems like there's not much going on yet. We're dead silent for a couple of seconds there, just because, like, yeah, they're just safe. They're able to cancel everything. They're fine.
It is honestly not a lot, and it is like the general gameplay during the entire game, because everyone is the level of players here. They're just good at openers. They know how to fend off early pressure. They know how to, just not do something silly and top out early. It all just comes down to the mid game where the attack setup starts to kick in, and you have garbage from your opponents to affect your board and be able to utilize it for your own attacks as well. So a lot of things that are factoring, and honestly, it has to come from the interactions between these two players, which is sending garbage to each other. That's when the fun starts to happen. And until then, it's just just stalemate essentially.
Oh, Ponpoko blocks the well with that eyepiece. Not sure if that's the best way to do it. Maybe it's a misdrop, but gets that well anyways. Gets down to it. Yida with a few misdrops, I think. Maybe just one,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But Yida is still able to get down from all of that. Not anymore.
Yeah, his board keeps flashing red. There we go. 5-8 Ponpoko. Still trying to keep the match in range here for Ponpoko. He's doing all he can. I mean, it's a lot of pressure. I mean, Pixel, when you're down by that much in a match where decides the fate of both of them, it's just a lot of pressure going on. But
it is a lot of pressure, but I think it's also worth it. Getting a chance to play in the World Championship is not something everyone can get.
Very true. I mean, the top 64 made it here now, fighting their hearts out, showing the world what they're capable of. I think that's the sort of pride that every player here really has.
Yida misdrops the T-spin. Goes down very well.
Yeah, it goes down. Luckily, he had that upstack from before, saving him there. Now counters back as well.
Yida is doing just fine. Ponpoko doing just fine. Both players are stacking okay. Not much is going on around here. There's just a few T-spin. Nah, no quad. Oh, there's a quad. Okay, that's not a T-spin from Yida. Ponpoko has a lot of cleans to work with here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as these players have an attacking setup to work with, whether it's a garbage well or anything.
And Ponpoko misstops the SPs, able to get the eye down. I actually thought like they wouldn't get it down, but they got it down. That's good.
But as long as they get an attacking setup, they don't have to upstack it. They don't have to worry about their board down stacking. And I mean, they're just gonna go ham.
Ham indeed. 24 from Ponpoko.
Just a stalemate here as we approach the 2-minute mark. Going closer to garbage margin here. Oh, do I center back-to-back?
Back-to-back hunting again for Ponpoko. 5, 7, 8.
Ooh, well clean on notes, yeah. Yida has a massive well in the middle though. This might work.
But Ponpoko is able to cancel all of that and send back a few lines.
I mean, it's still gonna be back and forth. As I said, once they find that groove, they have that setup. They don't really have to worry about, how to get my board back up to attack again and how to, defend when your opponent's sending lines to you like that. Why does it always have to be that when I start to present a point, then someone does something? What is this? What is this? I'm getting mad at this. This is not fair. At least it proves my point, so I guess that's something I should be happy about. Yeah.
Yeah. 8-6 now. Yida is leading. Ponpoko setting up middle well. Gets a 10 spike from that quad T-spin setup. Yida right now doing a T-spin. Actually, it could be 2 T-spin doubles here. There we go. And sets up another one. That's back-to-back 2.
More white action there,
3,
actually.
4.
Oh, he's hunting.
Some garbage. Destroys the back-to-back. However, we'll be able to make it work around this time. Able to go down through all this garbage.
Ponpoko's on it though.
Yeah, Ponpoko's still on the back-to-back. This is 12 now. And Ponpoko's gonna take that one. It's 8-7.
That really worked out for him. 338 versus. Finally, the back-to-back kind of making the difference as well. Because so far during the day, it's either players can do a back-to-back 20 plus, or the back-to-back actually helps the opponent to tank because they have extra garbage lines.
Yep. Ponpoko has a T-spin and a quad. Okay, that's a quad. Okay. Quad. Yida T-spin. Yida misdrop a piece. This should be fairly easy to clear. Unless Ponpoko pressures way more than what I'm seeing right now.
Maybe back-to-back is the formula that Ponpoko is really going for, because I do find very intriguing there when Ponpoko really hits that back-to-back chain. They really feel like they're comfortable with that. They can just keep on stacking until like the end of the world. Oh my goodness me!
An amazing combo there. Able to put Yida out with that 13-ish lines of cheese and clean, so that's to be 8-8 tied.
Yeah. Finally, we're back tied, and this game just opens up again, back to a first to 3. That was an impressive setup, but Ponpoko as well, 22 into a 13. I mean, now all of a sudden, it came from like a matchup that looked to be like a runaway game for Yida, but now Ponpoko has found that rhythm, and I guess back to back is that formula. I mean, at this point, Yida doesn't really have any sort of things like back in the games where he was fending off back-to-backs, like he was just canceling garbage like it was normal, but now that just doesn't seem to work anymore for some reason. Now Ponpoko takes the lead.
Yeah, Ponpoko takes the lead. Is 2 points away from taking the set.
Seeing a comeback here, ladies and gentlemen. Ponpoko might be on his way to pull off something rather incredible.
Ponpoko right now is tanking a lot.
Yeah, just getting his board stable. I think that's rather important. I think he's found, sort of like
nice
what he wants to do.
Nice donation.
He just knows like what Yida is capable of now, getting into that rhythm, adjusting his game plan well, giving him the lead. That's so important now.
Yida's in trouble right now.
Yeah.
But Ponpoko's even in an even worse trouble with all those self-made cheese.
It's always tough to misdrop getting yourself in a bad position here, especially up high. Oh my god. No way, right? Yeah, no way, right? DT cannon off the garbage hole. That's gonna do it. Game 10. What was that recovery? No way. You saw that. Wait.
Yeah, that's an amazing recovery.
No way. He recovered from the misdrops and then sets up a DT cannon on top of garbage. Like he's doing it again. No way, right? He's gonna win this one.
Yeah,
no
he's gonna
way.
win that one. 11-8. Amazing.
Wow. That's definitely one way to cap off your comeback. Like, no. What?
And look at that. Look at that stat. 7 rounds in a row.
7 rounds. 6 in a row for Yida. After a good start, Ponpoco looking for that rhythm. Bit of fluctuation in the middle, and then 7 rounds. That last 2 rounds were exceptional as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you have to say about that? Especially like that recovery.
Yeah, that recovery is insane. Like, who in their right mind would make a DT above all that garbage?
How do you even spot that?
How do you spot that? Like, I mean, I wouldn't, but I guess it works.
Someone get an analyst in here. I don't know if I can see that. There's no way, right? Yeah, I'm gonna check the replays after this, but like, no. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah, and then
all right.
There was.
Ponpoco takes it. Ponpoco is now qualified to the top 16. Yay!
But yeah, that as well. And I mean, some people early on were mentioning, you know, Ponpoco didn't take a game off Diao, and now and Yida did, but now Yida lost to Ponpoco. Does that mean? Are you thinking the same thing as I am, Pixel?
Thinking that what? Like, it's gonna happen again, or?
Yeah.
They better take some points off the Owls.
Yeah. They might as well get a great momentum, but I mean, that skill set from Ponpoco, they're in the groove right here. This is gonna be tough. At least, like, even if against such a great player like Diao, I do think Ponpoco is gonna pose such a great challenge right here.
Yeah. Imagine if we see a bracket reset. That's gonna be...
Imagine. Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Reminders for the viewers watching at home will be the grand finals. Diao ICLY will be having a 1-set advantage, being the representative of the upper bracket. The winner of this grand final set will represent Group B as the group winner. Will be seeded as a group winner, which might be a bit more advantageous, as we mentioned before. And obviously, the losers becomes the group runner-up, but at this point, these two players are guaranteed a spot in the top 16. So I guess that's a congratulations to them. It's just,
yeah, congrats to Diao and Ponpoco. You made it to top 16. That means you get to play longer sets. It's single elimination. You get a cut of a prize pool. Yay!
Cut of a prize pool. Speaking of which, you should totally contribute to that. As can we bring that slide up? You can totally contribute to our prize pool, which currently sits at a whopping, what is it, $2,500?
Yes.
Insane, $2,500. Can go ahead if you like what you're seeing. If you want to, you know, support the players, support everything that we're doing here in front of us. Go to Match Churino. You can go to and buy our merchandise, or just support the players through Matcherino. I don't know if there's a command in the chat box for that. There probably should be. If someone can bring that up for me.
I'm not sure if there is. Oh, there's exclamation mark prize pool.
Yes, exclamation mark prize pool. And see that for yourself. Also, a lot of merchandise. We have keychains, we have mouse pads, custom printed t-shirts, lots of good stuff for you to support us, as well as, you know, getting some cool stuff for you to, you know, swag with your friends as well. Always cool.
Alright, this is the last match of the day. It's Diao versus Ponpoco.
I mean, the match, we've been rather, you know, looking up for this. The Group B finals. Obviously, you know, the level of this match, both players qualified for top 16 already, as we know, but it's about seeding as well. Talked about it. It's important. It's obviously,
yeah.
I guess it's always a bit more advantageous when you're seeded first, winning the group.
Yeah, because you're gonna face the loser of another group, so yeah.
Yeah.
Some advantage to be played for.
That would be, you know, kind of a... Obviously, we can't say for now because all the groups have not been played already, but I guess you can predict early, you know, getting... doesn't give you that much of an advantage. I mean, winning the group really shows that you're pretty good, and I think that's a title that really shows, you know, you're pretty good.
Alright, it's a warm-up here. Now... Oh boy. LST! 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 Nah, okay, no.
Nah, okay. We almost got it. It's only warm-ups. Calm down, people. It's only warm-ups. Come on. What is he doing here? Oh.
Yeah, I guess that's just misdropping. Now misdropping. Now not misdropping. Now definitely not misdropping. It's going down pretty well, but wait. Am I on the right board? Wait, oh, okay. I have to switch this.
Oh, there's a DL stat for you, and yeah, it's just both players coming out. But I again, as I was saying, Pawn Poco finding the rhythm there. Actually, as you can see, they're actually quite having a fight against DL here. We have hope, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we got hope here because DL so far it's 11-0, 11-0, 11-1. But let's see if Pawn Poco can change that trend here. This is the warm-up, by the way, so this doesn't count, but
Yeah.
we'll see how Pawn Poco does with this down stack. It's going to be a pretty nice down stack from Pawn Poco here. Waiting for a T-piece. Decides to not go for a T-spin. Diao all the way up. Gets the T-spin, gets the down stack, gets the 26 spike. And
No way, yeah, no way.
You're not gonna survive.
Welcome to DL gameplay. I mean, what else can you do about that? But it's just a warm-up, and I'm seeing already Pawn Poco's still keeping up that great performance he had from that last lower bracket finals round. And then Diao's just Diao. Like, we're in for a treat, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. Get the popcorn. Get your seatbelts. Whatever you have.
Yep, get it ready. Nah, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. Just so you know. because I do know, like, my instinct says 11-0, but nah. Let's say
Nah, that's not gonna happen. Yeah. Okay, is it wrong? It's win by 12.
Wait.
No way, right? Win by 12.
Really, Jay, we need it on our board right now. It's not win by 12. Bro.
That's funny.
Abort.
Yeah. Win by 12, guys. Holy crap. Win by 12.
Even longer than Grants.
Even longer than Grants. No way, right? Win by 12. Like, first to 11, win by 12? No way. How does that work anyway? Hold on. Win by... First to 11 and win by 12. Huh? That's the first to 12.
No, it's the first to 12, and beyond that, if you go to 11-11, it's gonna go to, like, you have to get 23 marks or something.
23, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, let's forget about that. Somebody on the chat says DL can pull out a win by 12, but yeah, we'll see.
Maybe.
I'm not gonna do that.
Just maybe. Yeah. Maybe if Pawn Poco does like 2 games. We'll see about that. We get this game underway. Finally underway. Grand Finals. Pawn Poco from the lower side and the Italy, Diao, whatever you want to call him, on the upper side.
And that's one.
Rather quickly.
Yep.
I don't see, I don't see Diao, really putting on 100% their performance yet, which is scary to say the least. Probably that, that abort kind of got into minds a little bit, but that's not going to be too much of a problem, I imagine, as the players should be able to settle themselves in here.
Pawn Poco has a few lines of cheese though. That could be quite an obstacle down stacking against Yao. Trying to tank. Not sure if that's a good idea. We'll see if this works. And tanking definitely does work, given that Pawn Poco has a chance to counter spike Diao. Yeah,
and at least he's keeping up. But Diao is just... I don't want to say it, but Diao is just having fun right here. I mean, he's just stalling a lot, waiting a lot. I mean, it is Diao gameplay, but it just feels like he's not spending that much effort at all, not really caring about upstacking, even though he has the chance. Definitely, he does have a chance to upstack and get that quick kill down, but he's just biding his time. Maybe a bit of a conservative approach, considering Pawn Poco had a really impressive array of attacking setups during that past, lower bracket finals run. Okay, both sides looking just fine right now. Diao will not greed for the the TST. Diao waiting a little bit. Pawn Poco also waiting a little bit. That's a nice off by Pawn Poco, actually. Might have sacrificed a little bit, but actually gets him out. Diao 8 back to back now. Might be looking for more. Apoco does have a clean well here as well. Might be looking onto something to fend off at least that back-to-back, which yes, Diao does break.
Pon Poco's board not looking so nice right now. We'll need to tuck that up. Oh, misdrop.
Yeah. Right when he needed it the most, and I mean, it's just tough, especially with such an opponent like Diao. 2-0 already. It's been rather close, and I mean, yeah, there's still hope, guys. Still hope. Don't let yourself down yet.
Diao has access to clean. I repeat, Diao has access to clean. Diao still has access to clean, and Diao sends 2 teaspoons. Done.
Yeah, access to clean. Put pieces down. Sends a massive attack, and that's just it. Pon Poco with a couple of unfortunate misdrops as well. I mean, there is a level of difference right here, if we're being honest. I mean, Pon Poco not doing too bad. I will say that, though. Still keeping up that great. He is definitely warmed up from the last game. Doing quite some hard fire, but I mean, Diao, I think Pon Poco would require like a lot more to at least get a game from Yao here, because he's been rather flawless today.
Almost flawless, not flawless. Almost flawless.
Yeah, almost.
18 spike, Pon Poco. And Love Cheese, Diao, this might be something for Diao.
Yeah, it leaves a bad penalty for Diao. No! Oh, misdrops from Pon.
Denied.
Yeah. No way, that was... that's sad. That was... Who was there? He was there.
I don't know why, but I'm starting to feel like we're a lot more biased towards the underdog, like who's ever facing against Diao. Just because Diao is so dominant.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as Diao should be credited for how well he's playing, because he's been playing almost flawlessly all day, as we already mentioned, but I mean, for someone just as Pon Poco to face off against, one of the world champion contenders, and to be able to pick off a game, that's something that we always appreciate,
Yeah, it is.
I mean, yeah, credits to Diao as well. Almost flawless is something that, even with a group where you're expected to go through well, but oh no!
Nice tank there by Pon Poco. Very risky tank. Very risky tank. Nice work there. Nice one.
No, nice. Whoa, no way. Like, I saw it immediately because Diao had a perfect clear, but then Pon Poco the tank was risky, but it was worth it.
Shad is freaking out
would
now.
have enough
Sweep
lines.
denied. Sweep denied.
He would have had enough lines to tank off it and then just converted it into that crazy, because he knows he had that center well. That is crazy. That is a well-deserved win right there.
Yeah, 7 back-to-back, 8 back-to-back, 9 back-to-back, destroys back-to-back. Diao is... okay.
Diao stalling a little bit there, looking for a solution to that chase. Not gonna be much, though. I guess at this point, if you can see Pon Poco, not like this though. Yeah,
Not like this, indeed.
Not like this. But at least if we can see Pon Poco doing that back-to-back spam like he did against during that lower bracket finals, and I guess that's the only chance if you want to win against Diao. Try and get aggressive, but I mean, yeah, the condition is you have to get aggressive against a player who's known for their aggressive gameplay.
A lot of cheese for Diao. I don't think. Nah. There's no way. Nah. Wait. Nah. Cancelled. Still surviving. Diao is not dead yet. Oh.
Yeah, maybe you can set a massive multiplier, but still, it's just not working. Why does it get this frustrating? You have to wonder.
Pon Poco looking to cancel some garbage sent by Diao.
A risky tank right there, but still able to get out of it.
16 spike. Diao's all the way at the top. Still finds the right pieces. Is able to get down.
Sacrificing the board at the right time right there.
Pon Poco's on back-to-back 10 now. Make that 11. Make that 12. Make that 13. And 14. And 15. And that's not gonna be enough.
15, and still he has to face it. Still he has to face that spike from Dia. No, that's unfair. That's that 20+ spike from Dia, that was all impressive.
Wait, that PC, another PC, yes! Let's go!
Oh, there we go! Two, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached number two.
Alright, enough of that. And
I mean, yeah, it is counter spiking, honestly. It's something that happens a lot in Tetr, you know. You do so well, and then you get countered straight back at you.
Some nice finds by Pon Poco.
Anyways. I mean, who needs back anyways? You have that great multiplier.
A lot of cheese for Diao. Diao takes it down very nicely, as usual.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like Pon Poco is still not very comfortable with backing back-to-backs. Still a lot more comfortable going for multiplier setups. Obviously, it kind of depends on the garbage that Diao is
has
sending.
a fractal setup. No way. Yeah.
No way, yeah. No. 7-2. Another breakaway. Well, I mean, lower bracket finals was a bit of a comeback from Pon Poco. We'll see if they can replicate that against Diao. Who else but Diao?
Also, like, chat, if you think we're being biased towards the underdog, that is because, well, we're trying not to, but it's difficult because we're just seeing someone being so dominant today.
Yeah, Diao has been nearly perfect today, so, you know, gotta give some spotlight to the underdogs, I think. There it's it. Oh, no. Wow. I mean, if you play that impressively, you deserve credit as well.
Yeah, you deserve credit. I mean, I don't know what to say now.
He's just that good, you know? That's how good it is. That's how good a world champion contender is here at the 2023 Tetr World Championships.
Oh, it cancels all of it.
And I mean, Pon Poco's not doing like rather too bad as well. I mean, still pushing Dia. You see Dia's board flashing red quite often. It's not like a rare occurrence. So Dia's still facing quite a lot of pressure. It's just, you know, Dia being Dia. I mean, all those down stacks and the clean garbage just
nice one.
Just magically.
For Pon Poco, nice one.
What was that?
Nice one. Still going down.
Bit of a misdraw, but I don't think. Yeah. Oh. Timing. Uh-oh. Whoops.
Whoops.
Yeah, that happened. Oh, yeah, that happened.
That happens. Yeah, okay.
I guess. It is just DL gameplay. It's just nothing we honestly can do right here. There's a nice 14, but still.
Still gets counter spike, yeah.
Even on an MS2, on a Japanese specialty against Diao, it's nothing. It goes.
Match point.
Match point. Diao is one game away from clinching this group as winner. And everyone in the chat is now, as I can probably guess, just hoping for number 3.
Yes.
I'm not even reading chat, but I guess I can sense the chat. Oh! Has a chance! No, Diao's tanking. We all know that's bad.
Yes, Diao's tanking. Send help. Diao's tanking.
Oh no, that's not gonna help either.
Yeah.
No,
Good game. Well done. Well played, Pon Poco. It's 2 points. Okay.
2.
I don't believe I'm saying that.
I mean, it is something of a valiant effort. And hey, you lose this game, you don't get eliminated. You still move on, only as a runner-up, which is amazing. So, great effort from both players. Congratulations for both to reaching top 16. I mean, just great games as well, Pixel, you know?
Yeah, it is amazing games from Diao, and actually, like, you know, sometimes rooting for the underdog can be fun, even if, you know, like, chances of them winning are so low. It's still an entertainment, a good thing to watch.
Yep, and there you have your complete bracket picture right here. Obviously from the winner represent one game. So they will have them move on to top 16 as Group B winner. Probably a more favorable draw on the top 16 draw, which is single elimination best of threes. Pon Poco. I mean, the Japanese are famous for their gashapon, so I guess it's just a waiting game, which they are probably used to, just a good opponent in the top 16 round.
Yeah, and also we have someone in chat saying, leaderboard, Pon Poco, 2, Yida, 1. There we go.
There's your winner today, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what else can you say about that? But yeah, overall, it's just a dominant form from Diao as we expected during the start of the stream. We talked about it a lot, you know. Pixel, Diao is obviously a world champion contender. He's expected to go top 8, definitely, even top 4, and challenging for the first ever Tetr world champion title. But it is expected of him to just sweep this group. But I mean, over today's stream, there are a couple of other names that really stood out as well. Not just Pon Poco,
it has been proven today. Yeah, it has been proven today that no matter how good you are, there's always a chance that you're gonna slip up a small amount. Maybe the big amount we'll see later on, but the small amount can happen all the time.
I mean, it is something that happens a lot. I think in Tetris and stacking in Tetris tournaments as a whole. You know, you get most of the nature of most stacking tournaments are just like open tournaments, and then you have the TWC, which is invitation. You kind of have an idea of who your players are beforehand, but then still, it's really tough to pin it down, and sometimes it's just tough to know who your opponents are, adjust your gameplay, adjust your game style to be able to clinch out a win. I think that's something that we see displayed a lot here today.
Yeah, a lot of that is displayed today, and Diao is Diao. Everyone else is just being everyone else, except for a few upsets. Then, yeah, that's the group, basically. Some good games being played, some overtimes being reached. We saw, I believe, 13-11, was it? Or was it 12-10?
13-11, I believe. And then the match that didn't on this mainstream that was on Hummingbird, 13-12, I believe.
Yeah. That one's pretty good. Alright, so I think that's it from both of us here, unless there's anything else to do, which I don't think there is. We're gonna chill for a little bit, then we're gonna raid PK, Puzzle Kingdom. I see the stream is still going with the analyst.
Which is this, Puzzle Kingdom, speaking of which, I mean, yeah, Snow is infinite, ladies and gentlemen. Live events in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the Victor's Game Station. Snow's infinite events of, I believe, PPT and Tetr as well. Probably some chances if you want to face some of the players in the TWC today. You might meet them there on an offline LAN, January 5th and 6th, and then the biggest event of the year for our community, the Stacky Awards, will be awarded in January 7th, 2024. Hold on, now that we think of it, like, what happens if, like, are they gonna give out physical trophies or something? No way, right?
I think they did that. Not sure.
Yeah,
Not
but then
sure about that.
Because this time it's live. It's actually live.
Oh yeah, they should. Because like it would be so awkward if you just give a handshake.
Yeah, like, it would be very cool because like we always had like that hashtag Stacky's drip, and then everyone live there would be having like red suits outside. It's just incredible. I can't wait for that. So if you can go to the live event, which we can't because we can't fly there, please do it first. It will be very cool indeed. Come there and be there first. Have other stuff as well advertised, and that includes what's gonna happen on this Twitch channel, November 18th, the Absolute Showdown, a Tetris Grandmaster tournament. Very cool indeed. You can register now at teamtsd.net/DGM, and there's a documentary about TGM exclusive if you reach a $500 total in the prize pool. You can watch it live right here on the same channel on November 18th. Though. A lot of things are gonna happen. Let's again, I keep saying this, but I guess it's something that really we're really pushing for. I guess let's try and get that documentary, because this is Team TSD's last event, and sort of as a whole match, as a tribute. I think as a community as a whole, I think it would be nice if we can support them at our best as a way to give what they have been giving us over the past years, supporting this stacking community. So go check out Absolute Showdown. Information's on your screen.
All right, so I assume that is it.
Nope. Nope, there will be merch.
Wait, do we have? Oh wait, there's merchandise. Oh, how can I forget about it? Sorry, Willie. Head over to Match3 to donate the prize pool. Prize pool right now stands at $2,500. And yeah, we have t-shirts, keychains, mouse pad. Those are for sale. Proceeds goes to supporting the development Tetr, as well as the prize pool for players. So if you want to support players, support the game, and get some good stuff, buy these, please.
Yeah, a lot of custom printed great merchandise as well. If you want to support us, chip a bit of incentives to the production team and all the players playing in this prestigious event, and also have something for yourself as well to flex on your friends. Go ahead, you have some merchandise right here, very cool things. I believe that should cap up today's broadcast, and I mean overall, it's still some great Tetris, Tetris gameplay. In my opinion, there's a lot of great skills involved, and honestly, I can't wait to see Pompoko and Diao perform a top 16, and obviously all the players, the rest 32 players of the other groups as well.
Yeah, alright, so we're gonna rate PK now, I think, because the other bracket H is still going, or is it?
I think they're still analyzing, but yeah, there's still some more action coming in. Will be the end of today's stream, but next week, Saturday, Sunday, same time, we'll have our last 4 groups getting their matches done. You can check out worlds.tetr.io, get a full bracket and a schedule to make sure you don't miss any of the action. Chat commands is also there, and we really hope that you, chat, and everyone else, will be there next week as well to cap off the top 64.
Yep, indeed. Thank you so much for watching today. I've been PixelATC. This is It's the Fire. Not this, the other person. It's the Fire. And we'll see you around, perhaps in the top 16 or top 8. Thank you for watching, and let's go watch BK do Group H, play some Tetrio.
H. Yeah, we're gonna keep spamming
okay,
until
we're done.
rate.
Disconnected.